Yeah.
Shalom, brothers and sisters.
Shalom.
How's everybody feeling?
Wow.
Wow. Thank you for joining us, Israelite School of Biblical and History and Practical Knowledge. We're here located in Houston, Texas, 8524 Houston, Texas, 77071.
8424 South Braeswood. 8524 South.
8524 South Braeswood, Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class days are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 10. Fridays is from 6 to 9 p.m. And Saturdays, Sabbath morning classes are from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. All right, so if you're in the Houston metropolitan area, please feel free to drop on by. All right, a couple announcements we got going on. On the 30th is the feast.
It's actually on the I think it's the 29th. We're doing it in accordance with the brothers from the summit.
Okay.
So it's actually, I'm gonna double check on that, but if I'm correct, it's the 29th. It's just a day different, but we're trying to do it in accordance with the summit brothers.
Right. That's perfect.
So
But-
yeah,
and it's going to be the celebration of the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets.
yeah.
All right, and
And we're gonna start eventually, as brothers and sisters keep coming, we're gonna start doing the new moons and everything. That way, they're just Sabbaths. It's just more Sabbaths. That's it. But like I said, trying to do it in unity. You know what I mean, with all the other brothers and sisters. You know, because that's what it's about. Instead of arguing with brothers and fighting, and what's the point of that?
right,
You know what I mean? So, you know, we're going to be going into that also. So, but the 29th of September is, the 29th of September is going to be the Tabernacles. And I'm going to have Thahawam check on that.
okay.
Yeah.
And then also, what else do we have? If you want to have any monetary donations, you could do so at Wells Fargo account. It's under Israelite School of Biblical History, and the
Tabernacles, right?
It's the feast of the memorial. Of the
I keep
blowing of
getting
the
it
trumpet.
mixed. It's the Memorial of the Blowing of the Trumpets on the 29th.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So the Wells Fargo account under Israelite School of Biblical History, the account number is 101-580-6167. 101-580-6167. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and let everybody log in. If you already haven't, like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean. We're gonna start it off with questions. All right. But so far in here, does anybody have questions? You good? Do we have any questions online yet?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll double check on that. Let's see here. Y'all that are logging in, you know how we do. We're going over questions for the first hour, so feel free to hit us up now. That way when we do get into class, all the questions are out of the way. The summit was good, a lot of brotherhood. Once again, the summits are about coming together with like-minded brothers and sisters and trying to get the egos out of the way, and deal with brothers on a brotherly level. So this is a good thing. Posting this real quick here. If you got any questions, hit us up now. Alright, we gotta try to give y'all an hour of questions. If not, we're gonna go into class. Anything online yet? Alright. Y'all been studying? Khan? Khan?
No, Khan.
You gotta get in it?
I gotta get in it. I got studying for something else right now. I got a test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, Esau could do that, man. They get you busy. Esau know how to keep you busy. I tell you. Just trying to get him a little you know how people take time to log in and everything. So we're trying to give them a second before we go into class, and then they start asking questions when we already started the class. So we've been hitting a lot of classes on the spiritual man. So we wanted to switch it up tonight and just give y'all some knowledge classes. But we know that y'all have to understand that these knowledge classes, you need them. But the spiritual classes, you need them above all. And when I say spiritual, meaning the inward man, how to deal with those mental issues, those mental battles, how to deal with the flesh. You need those. We go over a lot of it because, like I said, when you deal with knowledge, that's for people out there and for you to have the understanding on different topics. But really your battles, the real battles brothers and sisters are dealing with is with the spiritual man, putting off the flesh. That's why you see our school, we hit a lot of them, because Christ ain't going to come back and ask you, did you have, the Revelations breakdown? He ain't going to say, did you know that, did you know the 7 heads and 10 horns? That's good for you to know who it is. But really he's going to ask you, did you feed my sheep? And did you hold up to the character and standard, of my son? That's what the Most High is going to ask you. So all these other things, yeah, you need. So, but we've been really hitting the spiritual man. When you see class get slim, that's how you know we've been. When you start seeing people disappear, that's how you know we've been hitting hard on that inward man. Why? Because people you start working on that spirit in people, and people are like, poop, poop, poop. We have full classes, and then next it'd be 4 or 5 months to the Most High refresh. He starts sending new brothers and sisters. But out of the new ones, you'll see 1 or 2 people stay. That's for real. When you go into classes like that and the purging, and like the last class about talebearers, putting people on blast. Why? Because people be sitting in class and they know it's them doing that. So you'll start to see them leave, disappear, not show up to class. Why? Because that spirit is getting ripped into. So But you know, if they're doing that and they're not sincere, then they won't change. They'll disappear. But if they're sincere, they'll say, you know what, I'm gonna stop, but I know I need to be told. So, but y'all know we've been hitting on a lot of those classes, so we decided to switch it up. Do we have anything tonight? Any questions?
I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's in Tobit chapter 12, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
And it says, I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that he's one of the 7 holy angels.
Right.
So who are the other holy angels?
We know Michael. Go to and I went over this a few months back when I went over the angels and I went over their order and what do they do. I did go over that, but read that again.
It's Tobit chapter 12, verse 13.
Tobit 12 and 13.
15.
12 and 15. But when you go to
Is it?
I'll get Michael, you get Raphael. Yeah.
Is it really 4 of them? But he just said 7 for the.
No, it's 7.
It's actually 7.
Yeah, it's 7. It's 7 because he said 7. So we know that there's 7 angels. When the scriptures talk about them. So we know the first angel. You can go to Jude. You can go to Jude. Go to Jude. There's a few of them on the first one, the well-known one. You can go to Jude, go to Jude 1 and
Verse 9.
verse 8. So this is the first angel. This is, and like I said, we went over this, but we could touch on it to see if anybody else got any other questions. But yeah, Jude 1, 8, and 9. Go ahead and read that.
Jude chapter 1, verse 8 and 9.
You got Raphael. Stop right.
Likewise,
Raphael.
also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities.
Right, so once again, we know that Jude is talking about these type of individuals, right? So he's going to give us an example also. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses.
Right, so apparently there's a time that he's speaking of that where he had to go back and forth with Satan about the body of Moses, right? Because remember, Satan's job is to accuse us. So you can imagine Satan trying to accuse Moses before the accuse Moses before the Most High, and to probably go to him and say, well, this is why he shouldn't enter into the kingdom, right? The spiritual kingdom. Go ahead.
Durst not bring against him a railing accusation.
But instead of Moses going back and forth, so 2 things is showing us. We're learning about, well, a few things it's showing us. We're learning about Michael the archangel. We're learning about their order, right? How they deal, right? And we're learning how Michael the archangel is more spiritual. He was more on point in this instant. He's more on point than Satan, the devil, right? We're also learning how we're supposed to deal, because that's what the whole example's about. Jude is giving this example to remind us how we're supposed to deal. Go ahead.
But said, the Lord rebuked thee.
Right, so instead of going back and forth with Satan, he said, the Lord what?
Rebuked thee.
The Lord rebuked thee. You see that? So we know Michael is the first, He's the archangel of war. His Hebrew name is Mayakala, right? Which means what? He who is like the Most High. That's hard. That's why a lot of people, when you go into Mayakala,
Are you getting the angels? Okay, get the other ones. What you sitting there for?
Just waiting. Is it for you to tell?
No, get the other ones. Read it over.
no, God.
No, I'm saying get the other ones.
God.
Alright, Mayakala, he was like the Most High. A lot of times, the problem with people lacking understanding about Mayakala is that they think Michael is Christ. Because the name. You see that? So they try to say, because when you remember in Hebrew, he who is like the Most High, that's close to Christ, Yahweh Shai, the anointed HaMashiach, right? So they get that mixed up. But no, Michael's not HaMashiach. He's not Christ. Y'all get that?
God.
Go to Daniel's. Daniel's, I think it's 12. Coming off my head right now. Let's see here. I think it's Daniel's 12. It should be. Daniel's 12 and 1.
Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1.
Right.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right. So Michael he's the general. He's under Yahweh Shai. So when you deal with the order, you got Michael, you got the Most High, you got Christ, right? Then under that, you got Mayakala, which is the archangel of war. He commands the armies under Yahweh Shai. You see that? So this is the first archangel. Think about it. His name, he who is like the Most High. That's cold. That's a cold name. You get you get Michelle from that name, right? Michael, Michelle, right? Mayakala. Go ahead. Read. So read it again.
And at that time, Michael stand up. Excuse. At that time shall Michael stand up. The great prince standeth for the children of thy people.
Mm-hmm.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Right.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
Right. So what is he talking about? He's talking about the last days. He's talking about the last times. Because we know Michael is going to do what? He's going to be rolling with Christ to bring forth in the bloodshed that's going to happen on this world and destroying the nations. So Mayakala is the one under Christ. Y'all got that? So go from there, go to, I think it's Revelations. Go to Revelations. I can't even believe I'm remembering these offhand. But I'm just thinking about where really it starts talking about him. Revelations, it's Revelations 12. Just right with that Daniel's. Revelations 12 and 7.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 7.
Revelations 12, verse 7.
And
Hold on 1 second. Revelations 12, verse 7. Y'all got it?
All right.
Go ahead.
Revelations chapter 12, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels.
Uh-huh.
and prevailed not.
Right. So we know that Daniel's prophesied it. John the Revelator came back and seen the vision of the prophecy that was still, we know, still has to come to pass.
God.
Right? And there was war in heaven. All right? This is where, you know, the Christianity gets it wrong. And they think that this means that there was literal war with the Most High. This is a future prophecy.
God.
It's going to be war in the future. Because we know, according to the scriptures, there's already order in heaven.
God.
Job, the first chapter, already showed us that Satan is in order. And he comes and asks the Most High and gets the last word from the Most High.
God.
You know, he doesn't do nothing without the okay from the Most High. So what this is talking about, it's talking about the Most High coming back, Christ coming back and fighting physically and spiritually with these forces here on earth. So you're going to have the physical war that's going on, right?
God.
But we also know spiritually this war is going to go on also.
God.
Y'all see that?
God.
Just like in the ancient days, and I'm not going to go into all that, but when you go back into Maccabees, when they were fighting a physical war, there was a spiritual war going on between the angels. Yeah, it tells you that in Maccabees. So this is what's going to happen in the future. Go ahead.
Neither was there a place found any more in heaven.
Right, so his place, he's going to be taken out. That's why Christ said the last one, he shall put death under his feet. Right? I think it says, if I'm probably butchering that quote, but he's going to put death under him. All right? And we know death came through who? The devil. Y'all got that?
Done.
So this would, in Daniel's 12, this is what he was talking about. I think there's another one, which I should have got before this, but let me see it right here. Let me see if I can find it. Right, I think that was it. Let's see. You can throw this one in there on it because to put things in a little in perspective, when it says, "And there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon." Go to Revelations 19. Verse 11.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 11.
Revelations 19 and 11. And you're going to read on down to 14.
God. Revelation chapter 19, verse 11.
I should have went here first, then jump to Revelation, but you could just put it in the right place. Go ahead.
And I saw heaven open,
Mm-hmm.
and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Uh-huh.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Right.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew.
Right. So we know this is talking about who?
Christ.
This is talking about Christ, Hamashiach, right?
God.
Done.
Go ahead.
But he himself,
Uh-huh.
and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood.
Right.
And his name is called the Word of God.
Right.
And the armies which were in heaven.
The what?
The armies which were in
But now we know what armies,
God.
right? Not little babies with bow and arrows, but killers, dark-skinned angels coming back, right? With all the armies of heaven. Go ahead.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
If you read like that all the time, I'll hug you.
No.
That's how you read, exactly. So we know the armies of heaven, according to Revelations 12 and 7, was who? Michael the archangel and the angels with him.
God.
It's under the order of who? Christ. You see that?
God.
So Michael the archangel is that first. He's that that general under Christ. Y'all got that?
You
God.
got Joshua chapter 5, 14, 15.
Okay, go ahead.
Clothed in fine linen, white and clean,
Mm-hmm.
and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword.
Right. So y'all got that, right?
God.
Done.
All right. And this is a question. If y'all tuned in, the brother asked about the seven archangels. So we're going over the first one, which is Michael. Okay. Do we got any other questions? All right. All right. Go ahead. You got. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got any more on Michael.
Yeah, that one's in there.
Okay. That I had one more though. Let's see. Where's Jesus? Let's see what we got. Where is it at?
Joshua chapter 5, verse 14 and 15.
Go there. What is it? Joshua?
Joshua chapter 5, verse 14 and verse 15.
God. Joshua chapter 5, verse 14.
Then you got Gabriel.
Right.
Raphael, you
And Michael
Go ahead.
Joshua chapter 5, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
Start at verse 13.
verse 13, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand.
So this is during a time of battle, all right? This is
Go.
during a time of battle, and Joshua is already in the heat of the battle, right? So
Go.
then he looks over and sees a man standing with the sword in his hand. Now, what you already know when your adrenaline's pumping, you don't really scare easily, right?
God,
You're already in the thick of things, right? So there's nothing that could really surprise you.
God,
But so Joshua, who's a man of war, already he looks to his side and he sees a great man standing with the sword in his hand. Read.
and Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us, or for our adversaries?
So he walks over and he's asking him, he's like, are you for us or are you against us? Right? Go ahead.
And he said, nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come,
So who is he?
captain of the host of the Lord.
So that's talking about Michael. He's showing you who he is.
God,
He said, I'm the captain of the host of the Lord. I run that up there, right?
God.
Go ahead.
Am I now come? And Joshua fell on his face to the earth, and did worship, and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so.
So that's just another instance where Michael was known in the scriptures.
That should have been the first one. That's cold, ain't it? Captain of the host. That's hard. All right. So that's on Michael. Y'all got that?
Done.
Next is Gabriel, Luke chapter 1. You can start at 11. You can go to 26 though.
So Michael is the archangel of war, the captain of the hosts. I like that. So then we got Gabriel, which how do you say his name in Hebrew? Huh? Yeah. Gabar Yala, which means what? Gabar is what? Gabar is warrior. Alright. Warrior of the Most High. So what was Gabar Yala known for? Where we at?
Luke chapter 1 verse 26, you said, sir?
Done.
Luke chapter 1, verse 26.
Come.
Luke chapter 1, verse 26. And in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth to a virgin espoused to a man whose name was Joseph.
So what's going on here right now? We've been through this 1,000 times, right? Con, go ahead.
Gabriel was sent from the Most High to Nazareth because that's where Joseph and his wife was,
So what was his duty?
to give them a message.
So he'd be known as a what?
Yes.
A what?
Message.
Boom. That's what Gabar was. So in this instance, what are we reading over?
Christ's birth.
Con. What else?
The birth of Christ and his mom, Mary, being espoused to Joseph, the marriage as well.
Con.
Right. So he came to give a message to Mary that what was going to happen in the future, right?
Con.
Con.
All right. So he's a messenger. What else we got on Gabar Yala? What was that, Luke? What? 2 and 2?
1 in
Luke.
26 through 38 actually.
Okay. So what other ones we got on Gabar? If y'all just tuned in, he asked a question about the angels. The 7 being 7 archangels. So Michael, Gabriel. What other ones we got showing about Gabriel? There's another one.
That's exactly right.
There's another one.
Daniel chapter 8 and chapter 9. Or no?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's let's see.
Yeah, Daniel chapter 9 verse 21.
Yeah. Read 20.
Where we at, sir? Slot?
Daniel, go to Daniel's chapter 8 verse 16. That'll be the first one, and then you can go to chapter 9 and verse 21 or 20 to 21.
Okay. Daniel chapter 8, verse 16. Daniel chapter 8, verse 16. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
That was supposed to be the first.
So he came near where I stood. And when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, Understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me,
So you got that?
comment.
So understand the what? The vision. So Gabar Yala was the angel. Oh, I did that wrong. That gave us understanding. So that's why when you go through the scriptures, you got these instances where he would do exactly that. Daniel's 8 verse 16, right?
Okay.
Gone.
All right.
I have a quick question as well.
Yeah.
So that means that Gabar was the one that was speaking with Ezra. And,
No, Ezra's. No, it's Uriel. I think it is.
Okay.
Uriel was. Uriel. We'll get there, but yeah, let's get this out of the way real quick. What's the next one?
Chapter 9 and verse 20.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 20. And whilst I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel, and presenting my supplication before the Lord my God, for the holy mountain of my God, yea, whilst I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation. And he informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding. At the beginning of thy supplications, the commandment came forth, and I am come to show thee, for thou art greatly beloved. Therefore, understand the matter and consider the vision.
So again, he's showing you what he came to do,
God.
and that was Gabar Ya'ala's his duty.
Mm-hmm. That was 9 verse what?
Verse 20 through 23.
Oh. Okay. And we got any more on him? Okay, so that's Gabar Ya'ala, the messenger, and Gabriel. Then we got Raphael, which is Raphael, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
so he's the healer.
right. Raphael is the healing angel.
Yeah.
He will know him to heal when he comes. Okay? Where we at?
Tobit chapter 3 and verse 17.
Tobit 3 verse 17. Come on, let's knock these out real quick.
Tobit chapter 3, verse 16.
And then we'll answer the other question, whatever question we got on there. Go ahead.
Tobit chapter 3, verse 16.
Y'all got it?
Gone.
There's only one person, so we'll wait.
It's page 37 in the Apocrypha. Tobit chapter 3, verse 16.
Y'all got it? Huh? Go ahead.
So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great God. And Raphael was sent to heal them both.
Mm-hmm.
That is, to scale away the whiteness of Tobit's eyes, and to give Sarah the daughter of Raguel for a wife to Tobias the son of Tobit, and to bind Asmodeus the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance.
Y'all got that?
God.
So Raphael, he would be known for healing, and I mean that's what Rapha means, to heal.
God.
Rapha means to heal. So what's crazy about all this is beautiful is that when you meet these angels will tell you, when you go back to Revelations, when John the Revelator fell, John the Revelator fell at the angel's feet, he was like, don't do so, stand up. I'm a man like you, I'm your brother.
God.
So these angels are our brothers. Think about it. When you die, where do you go? If you're a servant of the Most High here, when you go to the fourth, you're going to be a servant of the Most High. You understand that?
God.
So, when you go through Tobit, I think Raphael is all through here.
God, yes.
He's all through there. So, let's see here, 7 and yeah, you can go through you can write down 7 and 8. There's a few of them, huh?
There's also Tobit chapter 5, verse 4.
Tobit 5 and 4. Yeah, he's all through there.
God.
Yeah, he was traveling with them.
Yeah, he just disguised himself. Like, remember when Christ was disguising himself with the apostles?
Yeah.
They were walking with him, he didn't know who he was
Gone.
until he revealed himself. I mean, you could go to how many levels with that? Like, think about rolling around with a brother and you can't really see him. You know, you see him, but he's changing his appearance, or you gotta think about how these angels have powers. Y'all see that? So Rapayala, let me see here. He's in he's all through Tobit. 8 and 2. You can go through all there and read about Rapayala. 9 and 1. Alright. So we know Michael's the archangel of war, Gabriel is the messenger, Rapayala is the healing angel. And they did other things, but you can see for the most part this is what they were doing when they came about. Right? They were giving a message. Gabriel was known for giving the message. He's giving messages. Michael the archangel is known through the scriptures for the payback, fighting for Israel. Right? Rapayala, we're finding out, is the healer. Okay, and then you got Uriel. Where we at? Where we at on Uriel?
2nd Ezra chapter 4 and verse 36.
How you spell that? 2nd Ezra's what?
4 and verse 36.
2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 36. And unto these things, Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer, and said, even the number of the seeds is filled in you.
So read that one more time from the top.
And unto these things, Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer, and said, even when the numbers of seeds is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Read it one more time.
And unto these things, Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer, and said, even when the number of seeds are filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance.
Yeah, that's hard. So Uriel was giving them the understanding, and Uriel in Hebrew is Uriah, which is what?
Flame of the Most High.
Flame of the Most High.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Flame of the Most. Are you sure on that? Double check that. Double check that. Make sure that's correct. Flame of the Most High. But if you got the Hebrew app or the Bible app, it tells you the Hebrew words, the names in Hebrew. So Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Yeah, what we got here? Yeah, you're right. Light. Right. Light.
Of God.
Yeah, light of God. Light of the Most High. Flame or light. Right. You're right. I think that's light.
Fire or flame of the Most High, or my light
That's hard.
is God. Yeah.
That's hard, man. All right, so y'all got that? Light of the Most High.
Come.
Yeah.
What was that? 2nd Ezra's what?
2nd Ezra 4 verse 36. 2nd Ezra 4 verse 36.
Chapter 5 and verse 20.
So if y'all tuned in, this is just the brother had a question about the 7 archangels. So we're going through the ones that biblically that's written for what we have. You know, these are the angels, like it says in Tobit 12 verse 15, that go before the presence of the Most High day and night, you know. And he has many angels, but these are the ones that, you know, were well known. Y'all get that?
Done.
All right. 5 and 30?
5 and 20.
5 and 20.
Oh, 5 and 20. Okay.
2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fastened 7 days, mourning and weeping, like Uriel, the angel, commanded me. Continue.
You got that?
Done.
So, why? Because when you go through Ezra, and we're not going to go through, but he was giving him the understanding of these visions. Y'all got that?
Done.
10 and verse 28.
2nd Ezra 10 and 28?
God.
2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 28. Where is Uriel, the angel, who came unto me at the first? For he hath caused me to fall unto many trances, and my end is turned into corruption, and my prayer is rebuked.
You got anything on there? Nah, you don't got nothing. Yeah, no, don't do that. You only show them. You can prove it.
Right. So, read it one more time.
2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Uriel, the angel,
Mm-hmm.
who came unto me at the first?
Mm-hmm.
For he hath caused me to fall into many trances. Trances.
Transes.
Trance. Uh-huh.
Trance.
Uh-huh.
And my end is turned into corruption, and my prayers to rebuke.
Right. Okay. So y'all get that, right? Y'all can go over. We're just giving you the scriptures, you know. But the gist of it is that Uriel he came to give him the understanding of these visions. Okay. And that makes sense. Light of the Most High,
Yeah.
because light is enlightening.
Right.
You're enlightening them. When you read through the scriptures about light, it tells you about giving them the wisdom, enlightenment. So that totally makes sense. All right, and then the last one that we have, from the scriptures, and you go to outside sources that, you know, that's the thing. With the outside sources, can't really, we don't really trust them all that much. So we're sticking to what we have biblically. Okay, the last one is what is it? Seth, and this is one I didn't give. If you remember the class, I went over about the angels and their jobs and everything and what they did. I didn't give this one. This is what was it? Well, let me say it in Hebrew. So I say it in Hebrew. Cephaleo. This is Tobit 7 verse 2. Yeah, let me see that in Hebrew, man. Let's figure this cat out. So read that. Tobit 7 and 2.
Tobit chapter 7 and verse 2. Then said Raguel to Eden.
Oh, Raguel. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Eden, his wife, Edna.
Okay, and the reason why is because in Hebrew, remember, you got the Apocrypha Greek. So you'll see a lot of these names in Greek as opposed to what it is in Hebrew. Y'all get that? Just like Christ's name. We know his name is not Christ. It's Mashiach, which is anointed. Right? That's what Christ means. Christ means anointed, right? Right. And then when you say Yahweh Shai means he who saves. Right? The Savior. So Jesus Christ, HaMashiach. Right? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So it says Raguel in the scriptures, right?
Con.
That Hebrew, we got the Hebrew right here. It's Sharapa Ya'ala. Sharapa Ya'ala? Sharapa Ya'ala, which means what? What was it? Shar Payala. We gotta get that, figure out what that means. I'm thinking it's sounds like prince. Shikashar's prince. But get it. You know how when you go to the blue, it breaks down?
Yeah.
The Hebrew? Yeah, it sounds like prince, but read it one more time in the Bible. Maybe in the Apocrypha. Same thing, Bible. Go ahead.
7 and 2.
Yeah.
Tobit chapter 7, verse 2. Then Raguel said to Edna, his wife, "How is this young man to Tobit, my cousin?"
Mm-hmm.
And Raguel asked them, From whence are ye brethren? To whom they said, "We are the sons of Nephthalim." Nephthalim. I guess that's how you say it. Nephthalim? Nephthalim.
Came down from the chamber.
Which are captives in Nineveh. What? Nineveh. Nineveh.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So was Raguel he was an angel?
Nah. That's what I started. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought he was the father's.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, that he is. Nah, that's definitely wrong. Did we tell you to write scripture? Hold on. Nah. Yeah. I'm double shy. No. No, that's not it. That's not it. I know he's in there though, cause I read it.
Seth?
Yeah, Seth. It's like Seth. Where do you got? No, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Hmm? What? No, I seen his name here. I thought I seen his name in the scriptures. It's in the Apocrypha somewhere. I was actually reading it the other day. We gotta find that one, unless I'm tripping. But I know there was one more I didn't add when we went over it. I thought it was it. I thought it was him, unless I'm going crazy. 12. Well, let's leave it like that right now. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Those are the ones you go through the scriptures you can prove. Y'all got that? Those four. But we know, according to what Raphael said, there's 7. There's 7 holy archangels. When you go back to Revelations, it tells you there's 7. Right? But the scriptures don't speak on all of them. I thought there was one more too. But I'll look. I'll get that. But you get it, right, All right. All right. So what's the next question? What's the next question, and then we get into class. Go ahead.
With the election coming up, are we as Israelites to vote? And she also asks because of flag issues.
Yeah. Nah. Do we come and vote? No, sis. No. We don't vote because the scriptures tell you in the law not to choose any other king. We're going to get it outside of your nation. So, I mean, that could go into a whole class, really. Yeah. Let's start from Job 9:24. Why don't we vote? Think about it. Yeah, we know it's fake. On top of the knowledge-wise, we know that the world, you know how people are coming to realization that, you know, they're just waking up. That everything, the Democrats, the Republicans, it's all the same goal, right? They're just waking up to that. But biblically, we've been awoke to this, right? Which is what? Read that, Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked.
Yeah. Why don't we vote? Read it again.
The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked.
Yeah, we're not going to vote because they're wicked. Right? They're not pushing the Most High's agenda. You know, and like I said, just based off on people that don't even got the knowledge are waking up to what? It's all a game. It's all a trick. Right? So we've been knew that. You know, so why are we going to vote for a wicked kingdom or wicked regime? We never did that. Biblically, historically. You know, in the law, it already tells you don't do that. Right? But where's that? Let me get one more before we go into there. It's in Corinthians. Go to Corinthians. Let me get it real quickie. Quickie here. I want to get this boy. Second Corinthians 4 verse 4. Good questions though. I like these. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 3 and 4. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But if our gospel be hid,
Mm-hmm.
it is hid to them that are lost.
Right.
Verse 4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Yeah, so think about it. Whose world is this? Whose world is this? It said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right?
God.
The God of this world is blinded, right? Is Esau, right? So we know behind the scenes who's doing and who's making the choices. I mean, if you've been under a rock for the last 10, 15, 20 years, then you might not realize this. But everybody else, even from the election, Bush's election, you know damn well Bush wasn't supposed to win that. But how Esau, how the white man, how America has it set up, they're going to put in there who they want. We know this biblically because the earth. We know that the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. You'll never see me at a voting booth. You shouldn't vote. You'll never see me there. Right. Right. Where we at? What's the other one?
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
And on this wicked standpoint, the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. The God of this world is blinded. We can run all day with that. Just showing you how that this earth is in the hands of the wicked. So no, we don't We don't vote. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee,
Go ahead.
whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
Uh-huh.
One from among thy brethren
Right.
thou shalt set king over thee.
So read it again.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
So you're gonna set this king over you. This is what Moses was laying down from the Most High. He was saying, okay, you're gonna set down this king over you. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
So let's take a look at today's society, and you already see that strike one.
There you go.
The Most High, He didn't ordain it, right? So that's the king that shouldn't be even over you in the first place. So you already know that if the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, the Most High is not with it. So why would He give you over to a wicked king? Right? It said you're supposed to have a king of your nation that the Most High would set over you.
Mm-hmm.
Read. That the
Whom
Lord
the
shall
Lord
choose.
thy God shall choose.
Read.
One from among thy brethren.
One from who?
Among thy brethren.
From the tribe of Moab.
Among thy
From
brethren.
the tribe of Ammon.
Among thy
From
brethren.
the tribes of Ham.
Among thy brethren.
Among thy brethren. Thy brethren is to the Hebrew Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are doing the work of the Most High. Those who are circumcised in the spirit.
Right.
In their mind.
In that these kings, because you're going to have, don't be surprised if you have another so-called Negro American president. They did that just to blow your mind. Just to set up this system. Excuse me. Just to give you the illusion of that, why you should believe in the system. Because we're changing. We love everybody. Right? But we know those are just puppets. So it doesn't matter if he is in this time of our brother. Now we got to go back and look and say, is he following the laws of the Most High? Is he setting this up? Right? Come? Go ahead.
Shalt thou set king over thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou mayest set not the stranger over thee.
Read that again.
Mm-hmm.
Thou mayest not set the stranger over thee.
So the Most High is telling you not to have a stranger over you.
Right.
One, because they weren't spiritually inclined to know how the Most High wanted His people to be dealt with. Two, He didn't send that person.
And the world was supposed to be set up with the law, statutes, commandments. When Christ come back, what is He going to set up? The law, statutes, and commandments. Y'all get that?
Come.
So that's why we weren't supposed to deal with the heathens, because they're setting up their rule, they're setting up their reign, their laws, their rules, their government. So go from there, go to, like I said, this is a good topic. We're not going to go deep into it, but I do want to go to Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. Yeah, Ecclesiastes and the Apocrypha, the 10th chapter. And then we're going to get into class when we get these questions out of the way. But this is a good one right here. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A wise judge will instruct his people,
Right?
and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right. So we know that a wise judge will instruct his people, right? Huh?
Come.
Hold that. Go to Proverbs 28. Like I said, good question on this one, man. But this is a class. I would like to just go in a class on this, but we just gotta hit it with some bangers real quick. what is it? Proverbs 28 and what it? I can't find Proverbs. Proverbs 28 and was it? No. The righteous are in the third.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Yeah, 29 and 2. I'm sorry. The one. Go ahead.
When the righteous are in authority,
Right.
the people rejoice.
See? So, a wise judge will instruct his people. You see that?
God.
But being that they're given it, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, what is he instructing them with? Wickedness.
God.
So why would we chose a king that's instructing you to let faggots, homosexuality, transvestites, child molestation, right?
God.
Letting the women go in the military, right? What the heck? Your women's supposed to be at home safe. You putting them on the front lines?
It's crazy, God.
Sick as hell, right? I mean, do you want to go through all the rules the Most High set up that America defies and that go against? Right? They go against the whole Bible. Remember Isaiah 24 verse 5, the earth is defiled of the inhabitants thereof because they transgress the laws. They break the everlasting covenant, right?
God.
So, why would we vote for that? Hey, continue to promote homosexuality, my children. It's not like they're going to say, you know what? We got to reconsider this. You know, we need to be serving the laws of the Most High. So read it again.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
When the righteous are in authority,
Right.
the people rejoice.
Go ahead.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
So go back to Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
A wise judge will instruct his people.
Yeah, and we know that they're not wise. Why? Because they don't have the wisdom of the Most High. They're not following the laws of the Most High. So no, we don't vote for them. The commandment is not to vote for them, right? But even if they were of our brethren in this time, we got to ask ourselves, are they keeping the laws of the Most High? I still won't vote. I don't care if he's chocolate, if his nose is bigger, like Yeshaya says, if he looks like buckwheat, he's still, you know what I mean? He still ain't gonna get voted for unless he's following these laws,
God.
right? Go ahead.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yeah, the government of a prudent man is well ordered according to what? The laws of the Most High.
God.
This is why we're mourning, we're suffering, we're in pain, we're in anguish. There's no justice, no peace. Because they don't follow the laws of the Most High. Y'all see that?
God.
Go ahead.
As a judge of the people himself, so are his officers.
Yeah, so why is the officers beating and abusing and destroying and murdering the innocent? Because as a judge is, so are the officers. Y'all get that?
God.
Yeah, you want to know why they're like that? Because the king is a faggot, the officers are faggot, the king is bloody, the officers are bloody.
That's all Second Kings.
You said what?
Nah, it's like reading Second Kings.
Yeah.
When it starts going into
Yeah, when the kings start going wicked, the people start getting wicked.
Yeah.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's why he said, don't vote for them. Don't pick any other king of any other nation. Right? And on a real note, Obama was dark skinned, but he wasn't still of our nation.
God.
So really, they didn't let the black man in, the Israelite man, the Negro man in. They let a Hamite, an African in. Yeah, I mean.
God.
But don't, let me say this, don't be surprised, because their job is to defy what these scriptures are saying, right? And defy what we're prophesying in the spirit. So don't be, because we said, we thought he was going to get his head popped off. Yeah, I mean, we was sure that Obama wouldn't make it, but you know what? The wicked, they're smart. They're like, listen, we got to slide this guy in to bring about an age of change and difference. that America's promoting a renewing. But when he came in, the Most High, the magicians, the soothsayers did their job, and the Most High came back to show us what? Nah, ain't nothing changed. I'm going to show you. America's still wicked and hateful. And they hate your black skin. I don't give a damn if a chocolate president was in power. They will kill you and shoot you. And he can't do nothing about it. That's what Obama was about. They made their power move. And the Most High made his move to show and reveal their cards. That they're a hateful, destructive, wicked kingdom. So, you see that? Why vote for them? Why uphold this kingdom? Go ahead.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is,
Uh-huh.
such are all that dwell therein.
You see that?
God.
Such are all that dwell therein. You want to know why America's wicked? Because the kings is wicked. The rulers, the dark forces behind are wicked as hell.
Yes.
They're the ones, that's how it is. They're doing this to all their puppets, the Democrats, the Republicans, and it's all about money, gain. That's why it gets more wicked and more wicked as the time goes on. Because if you had a righteous man behind there, he wouldn't be letting these things go forth. Go on. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
An unwise king destroyed his people.
Wait it again.
Yes.
An unwise king destroyed his people.
That's why America, the world, is being destroyed.
Yes.
That hits hard, ain't it? This whole chapter goes in on it. Because it goes down and it even goes into their pride. You start from verse 1 and it goes in. Go ahead.
But through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, why is it destroyed? Why is there homeless, man? You go to every city throughout America, you got homeless, man. We just came from New York. Bro, we was in the middle of Manhattan. Now, it's no difference than here. It's like you go downtown. But we saw white folks. These cats was white. Listen, they healthy young white boys and girls just laying down in a corner. We was like, what the hell? They didn't look like bums. They didn't look like, they was just like people that lost their job, you know what I mean, that are homeless. White boys and like regular people. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were cracked out, they were, you know what I mean, foaming at the mouth, all dirty. These cats it was almost like they came from the club and laid in the corner. I was tripping. I was like, wow. But that shows you America don't give a damn about their people. They don't give a damn about their ex-military, you know what I mean, their veterans. They don't care about them. That is an unjust kingdom, man. You know, you come back with one leg, one arm, and you can't even get taken care of in their hospitals. You gotta take years. Psychologically, they're battered and abused, and guess what they do to them? You gotta go through all these things to get a few $100 a month. They don't care about you. Yeah. Oh. Go ahead.
Verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
You see that?
God.
So the Most High puts them in power. Yes, he does. He puts them in power. Why? Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked now. It's their time to reign. You know, when you go back to their Esdras, right? Esau is the beginning, the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the wicked, it's their time. But like it says in Romans 13:11, the day is at hand. The night is far spent. Their time is almost over. It's almost noonday. Go ahead.
In the hands of God is the prosperity of man.
Mm-hmm.
And upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6.
That's it on that. You know what? Go ahead and read down.
Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but do nothing at all by injustice,
Injurious
injurious
practices.
practices.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. Pride is hateful before God and man.
You know why he threw that in there? He's like, listen, the Most High got them. You don't have to, go crazy and go snipe a president, go snipe a politician. Don't worry about that. You understand? Go ahead.
Pride is hateful before God and man.
That's why. Go ahead.
And both doeth one commit iniquity.
And so their pride is being seen. That's why I said pride goeth before destruction. America's pride is seen, man. Whether it's our politicians, black politicians, Hispanic politicians, whatever, their pride is being seen. The Most High is going to bring them down. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Because of injustice, unrighteousness.
Because of injuries.
Unrighteous.
Now go ahead. And riches gotten by deceit.
Skip the first precept.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Because of unrighteous dealings.
Dealings.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And riches got by deceit.
Yeah, well, how was America gotten? Unrighteous dealings and tricking. You bought they bought for Mahan for how many beads? They bought Texas for how many beads? Think about it. Beads? Are you serious? And they really didn't do that. What they did is they waged war, they supplanted, they overcame bloodshed, they raped, robbed, and murdered to get it. Go ahead.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right. So, and then it goes down and just shows you pride going before destruction. That's why America is going to fall. So, no, don't vote. There's many reasons. First is, foremost, the law says don't vote. But then if you want to get, well, how about if they're a black president? Well, then we go into the spiritual aspect. Are these people following the laws of the Most High? No, we don't do it then. So, hopefully that answered your question. All right? So, any other questions? Off topic. That's it? On the topic. Those are good ones. So, we're going to go into tonight, we're going to go into this sex sin. Because a lot of brothers, a lot of people, Christianity think sex is sin from the sense of Christ couldn't have came in by sex because that's sin, when that's a lie. Sex is not sin. What?
That doesn't even make sense logically.
Yeah.
Like, how would the world be populated?
Through sin. Exactly. So that's what we're going to go through. We're going to go through the scriptures showing that that's BS. That way y'all have that ammo to be able to say, this is how I'm going to go ahead and attack this. Okay, so where did they get that from? Go to Psalms 51 verse 5.
Psalms.
Yeah, Psalms 51 verse 5.
Psalms chapter 51 verse 5.
Uh-huh.
May I have a comment when you guys get it?
Yeah, Psalms 51 verse 5. So we're gonna go through the scriptures showing that sex is not sin. The lie that Christianity talks about. Christ couldn't have been born through sex because sex is sin is BS. Sex is not sin. Sex is good, and I know you know that. I'm saying lawfully is good. All right. So, read that, Psalms 51 verse 5.
Psalms chapter 51 verse 5.
And you know how I like to do. I go to the scriptures that give what they don't understand, then we talk about that to get clarification. Because this is where they're going to go to. Psalm 51 verse 5, read that.
Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
Right?
And in sin did my mother conceive me.
Right, so they're thinking, now, I was shapen in my belly in sin, right? But that's not what the scripture's saying. The scripture is going to show us, and we're going to go to the other scriptures, that means the flesh. That means that as we're born and brought forth, now we have to live in this. And this is what's flesh. Y'all see that?
Con.
This is, this, as we get into this meat bag, right? Then we are dealing with things of sin. Okay?
Con.
So read what they have a misconception with. They have a lack of understanding. Read that again.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I was shapen in iniquity,
Uh-huh.
and in sin did my mother conceive me.
Because it's telling you right there. To be conceived is brought forth. So you were brought forth into sin. When you were brought forth, now you're born in this filthy, wicked world. Y'all see that? So the first way we're going to attack this to show, first of all, sex is not sin. Go to Hebrews 13, verse 4. And we're going to get some of the common scriptures out of the way. Some of the common scriptures out of the way just to show you that that's BS.
Hebrews 13, chapter 13, verse 4.
Hebrews 13, verse 4. Tell me when y'all got it.
Con.
Alright, I don't hear y'all. It's Monday, huh? You got the Monday weekend blues? Y'all got it?
Con.
Go ahead, read.
Marriage is honorable in all.
What?
Marriage is honorable in all.
So, how is marriage honorable? But now because we know that marriage is physical and spiritual. You can't just cut out the physical part. When you lay with that woman, that's your wife, right?
Con.
That's the physical aspect. We know there's a spiritual aspect too. You got to be joined together in the same mind and same judgment. Y'all got that?
Con.
So, but marriage is honorable in all. So we're going to talk about the physical aspect. What brings you together, right? Go ahead.
And the bed undefiled.
Right, and we touched on this many times before. We know the bed undefiled is honorable. An undefiled bed is honorable. That means when you and your wife lay together, that's honorable. That's undefiled. But when you have your boy Tyrone, he like creeps in the door, and he's in her mouth, and you're in, right?
Yeah.
That's defiled. Y'all see that?
Con.
When y'all bringing bats and the 40 bottles in, that's defiled. That's when it's defiled. But an undefiled bed, meaning what? When we keep the law, right, in the bedroom, that's honorable. Now, I know you were told that, no, anything goes in the bedroom. No, that's stupid. Because that means that if that's the case, then long as in the bedroom is lawful? Nah. Because as soon as you close the door, your ribs there and your homies there, that's lawful?
La.
Or her homegirl's there, that's lawful?
La.
Oh, that's unlawful. You understand? So the lawful part, the rules of the law being in the bedroom, you following the rules of the law. We know that you don't supposed to see a woman don't supposed to see another woman's nakedness. So no, threesomes are not lawful. Right? We know that homosexuality, sodomy is not lawful, right?
God.
So no, that's not lawful. You can't say, well, long as in the bedroom is undefiled. Stop it, brother. Stop it. That's not lawful. So the law has to go in the bathroom, therefore it makes it undefiled. So we know what part is not undefiled. Sex. Y'all see, you can do whatever you want in the bedroom. You can have a pole, you can dress her up. If it's between you and her, sorry, I'm trying to keep this as professional as possible. As long as it is you and her, you can do whatever you want. You understand? You might, we know that you don't want to get into utensils and devices, right? 50 Shades of, well, depends on what level.
Inanimate objects.
Hey, if your rib likes to get whooped, you know what I mean? Hey, that's nothing wrong with that unless you're beating her and strangling her. Then you might want to ask yourself, I'm going too far. You see that? Like if she's passing out, you can, brother, this is...
That's masochistic. Master kisser.
Like she's passing out and she's strangling you and punching you in the temple. You know what I mean? Stepping on you with heels. You might want to ask yourself. You know, the scriptures say, lay not thy hand suddenly on no man. So if I'm not going to punch a brother in the face, then you might not want to. It's lawful, brother, because it's in the bedroom. You like that? Oh, do it again, baby. Oh, step on me with your heels. You know what I mean? That's it. See, the wisdom of the scriptures is there. It gives us the boundaries. You can't be like, well, Kazaki, bruh, I want to pass out. But really, would you do that to a regular person? This is the spirituality of the law. Y'all see that? You wouldn't do that to a regular. We know the law, what it says. No threesomes. You don't supposed to see another's nakedness, right? So that should already be a given. Homosexuality, sodomy, that should be a given, without me having to go into that, right? That should be a given. But it's where the boundaries, where you're like, well, it doesn't say she can't sit on a 40 bottle, brother. That's where the spirituality of the law is in there. Hey, listen, you know some cats are sick as hell. You know, some cats like, don't, brother, it's my rib, and she like, have some damn rules. Spiritual rules, too. You see that? All right. So, like I said, you passing out, you know, it depends on what level. Like a full pass out, a full like, huh. You know what I mean? You get hit upside your head, man. You're going too extreme, man. You don't want to go to that level. Hey, think about it. Could you sit and respect her afterwards? Could you sit and respect him afterwards? Right? So we got to create those boundaries in our bedroom. Undefiled. Y'all get that? Read it again.
Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
Listen, this is, everybody always asks us about oral sex. Look up sodomy. Look up sodomy real quick. And this is how I answer this question. Now, I'm going to say this. Brothers go to war over this all the time. But how I deal with it is I just go to the definition of we already know what sodomy is wrong. Right? Listen, when you go to Sodom and Gomorrah, it was just more than anal sex. Stop it. It was everything. Everything goes. So, you know, how do you define sodomy? Well, let's go to the definition. Because I know every time we get into this topic, they ask about, well, oral sex. Well, let's talk about it. Read that. Sodomy. Sodomite. Sodomy or sodomite. Read the definition. And this is not a sex class. They just happen to go there because of the first verse. Okay, but go ahead, read that.
Sodomy, anal or oral copulation with a member of the opposite sex.
Right. All right, and it says opposite sex, or it goes on though. Go ahead.
Copulation with a member of the same sex. Then it says bestiality.
Right. So he gets into all that, but there's more. There's another definition that tells you, like, oral or anal with anybody. So, you know, once again, we're trying to reform and change. You gotta really look into yourself and control that flesh. We know how it went down without the law, right? And like I said, there's nothing that says, bro, if I want to be punched in the face in the bedroom, that's, you know, thou shalt not get knocked out when you're in the bedroom. But common sense knows that the Bible says, lay not thy hand suddenly on no man. So if I'm not supposed to knock a brother out or punch a sister, right, and treat her like my own flesh, well, brother, I like to get knocked out. Like I said, you got to be spiritual to know. You know, there's got to be some boundaries, right? What do you got in there? Nothing else?
Sexual intercourse involving anal or oral copulation.
Yeah, we had the other definition is what it says what opposite sex. There you go.
Yeah.
Read that one. Sodomy. Yeah, I think that's what it was. You read what?
I read lost it.
Sodomy or sodomite?
Sodomy.
You read sodomy. Well, we got a different one right here.
Sodomy. Anal or oral intercourse between human beings, or any sexual relations between a human.
Read it a little louder.
Okay. Anal or oral intercourse between human beings.
You see that? So, and like I said, you know, I know brothers are going at me right now. Brother, your rib can do this and you just can't do that. And I'm like, listen, I'm standing back and let the definition speak for itself. Okay, go ahead.
Or any sexual relations between a human being and an animal, the fact of which may be punishable as a criminal offense.
Right, so no donkeys in the bedroom, alright? Alright, so go back. So now we're understanding a bed undefiled, right?
God.
So Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. And like I said, I know you got these, but these are those scriptures that's going to attack that point. That, oh, sex is sin, sex is dirty. Sex ain't dirty. What are you talking about? Sex is in the law. The Most High says sex is good. A bed undefiled is good. To procreate is good. To have that desire, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, with anything, you just got to control it. It can't overcome you. Because, like, eating food is good, right? But if food controls your life, then it's wrong. If drinking is lawful, but if you're a drunk in the street, then it's wrong. So they don't have the balance of the scriptures to understand, first of all, what the law says. The law, we're going to find out, is righteous and holy. Y'all get that?
Come on.
Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. Exodus 22 verse 16. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 1. We're going to get them and just run through them. And these are scriptures you already know, but you need it for your ammo. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28.
Go ahead.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed,
Right.
and lay hold on her,
Uh-huh.
and lie with her, and they be found,
Right.
then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver,
Right.
and she shall be his wife.
And she shall be his wife. Y'all got that?
Come.
So, the law is telling you what? Did it say, wait a minute, if you lay with this woman, it's a filthy, dirty act. Jesus is going to get you. Right? No, because sex is good. There's nothing wrong with sexual relations. You know what I mean? That's where these priests get into, you know what I mean? Oh, you got to be a virgin. No. Listen, the children of Israel are going to procreate. They're going to have babies. There's going to be a kingdom full of children. It tells you in Isaiah 4:1, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. That means that we're going to go back to having 900 boys, 800 boys, 800 girls. You're going to have children on top of children. 7 women shall take hold of one man. Go back and look at those scriptures. You understand? In the kingdom, you're going to have babies on babies on babies. So, the kingdom is what? Righteous. No unrighteousness shall inherit the kingdom.
Gone.
So, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. If sex was wrong, that's going to be a whole lot of sex. You see how they're not putting all these scriptures together in their head? They're not going through the Bible and seeing how over and over it tells you that sex is okay. It's not filthy. The Most High didn't create us to be, be doing something dirty. Y'all get that?
Come.
Go ahead. Read Exodus 22:16.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 16.
Right. And yes, and I'm getting some questions. No. Once again, the law tells you that a woman is not supposed to see another woman's nakedness. A man is not supposed to see another man's nakedness. So yes, having 2 women in one bedroom is wrong. Having 2 wives in one bedroom is wrong. You're not supposed to do that. Okay? Well, how about if you have a sheet on one side? Stop it. You know Israel's wise to do evil.
Wise to do
They wise to do evil, but to do good, they know not. I mean, and I'm not saying that's the question he was at. He's asking me. He's asking me about two wives. I'm just saying that. You know how they come up with, well, how about if I put a curtain on one side, brother, and one woman's on one side? No, that's filthy. You're not supposed to be in the same vicinity. Why? Because it tells you when you have sex with one woman that you're unclean unto the even. Right?
God.
So you're filthy in that way. Because her flower, not her flower, excuse me, because the semen, that part is unclean. So her juices don't, there's so many levels. Her juices don't supposed to touch another woman's juices. You don't supposed to see them naked. There's many ways that the law is telling you that's filthy. Don't do that. Y'all get that?
God.
Okay. I'm keeping it as clean as possible, right? All right. I know sometimes we have kids, but they didn't even know this. You don't supposed to have, I mean, kids are doing it these days at 12, 13. You don't supposed to have threesomes, period. Okay? So, what if you have two wives? No, they can't have sex at the same time. All right? Y'all got that?
God.
All right. Read where you at.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her.
So once again, the law is telling us what? If you lay with this woman, is laying with her a sin? No, because the law doesn't teach us how to sin. The law, we're going to find out, was to life, righteousness.
God.
So why would you say sex is sin? It's not saying that in Psalms. It's saying we're brought forth into a sinful world. We're brought forth, and then as we live, we start to learn the motions of sin, the motions of the flesh. Go ahead.
He shall surely endure her to be his wife.
Endow her. So,
God.
yeah, you shall surely endow her to be his wife. So, Wisdom of Solomon 7:1. Genesis 24, verse 67.
There's more than just one reader in here, sir.
Yeah. Genesis 24, verse 67. Then Wisdom of Solomon. And there's nothing wrong with asking these questions. A lot of people don't know. You know, a lot of people don't know. Even from the level, you know, yeah, y'all think it's funny, but the swings and the poles, a lot of people, is that lawful? You know, but how far are you going to go? You see that? So it's okay to ask those questions. That way you can get better at everything we do. Right? Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 7:1.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 verse 1.
Genesis 24 verse 67. Read.
I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood,
right,
of the seed of man,
right,
and the pleasure,
and the what,
and the pleasure,
and the what,
and the pleasure,
and the what,
and the pleasure,
read,
that came with sleep.
Right, we know what that pleasure is. When he meant sleep, that didn't mean like he fell asleep and it's so much of a pleasure. It meant the pleasure that's in the bedroom. So the Most High wants you to have pleasure. I mean, that's one of the themes, you know, where Paul said there's a glory of the celestial and there's a glory of the terrestrial. To have children, to bear children, to see your children grow, that's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand that? There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And when I was born, I drew in the common air.
Right. So you get that, right?
God.
Huh?
Gone.
Who's lost? This is simple, right?
Gone.
Okay, go from there, go to Genesis 24, verse 67.
Genesis chapter 24, verse 67.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac brought her unto his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
Right.
And he loved her, And Isaac comforted her after his mother's death.
Right? So, go ahead, finish this and I'll answer this next question. Go ahead. Oh, read it again?
Okay. Isaac brought her unto his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
Right?
And
Go ahead.
And he loved her.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Right. So what did Isaac do in that tent?
Made love.
Yeah, exactly. In Hebrew. Right?
God.
So these men, that's why Israel got religion and Christianity got your mind twisted. You're not going to have these righteous men, you know what I mean, just sinning. That's not what the Most High was doing. He didn't be like, Abraham, you right. You the friend of God. But what you was doing with Sarah and Hagar, that was wicked. How you a friend, but you doing something wicked with Hagar and Sarah? You understand? He laid with those women. If laying with them was wicked, then how you a friend of God? You would have been a wicked nigga like all the other niggas amongst you.
That was Jacob, the prince of power.
Yeah, you're the prince of power.
And he had 2 ribs, and then their 2 maidservants.
Yeah, sex is not wicked. Sex is not evil. Y'all see that?
God.
Okay. Now, when you a whoremonger, then it's evil. When you're an adulterer, then it's evil. When you're just laying with everybody, then you're doing evil. Y'all see that? The law has made it simple and plain. But you see how Christianity, look at how many points we're bringing out about sexual relations, right? Yeah, like, where the hell did they get this from? Oh, Christ couldn't have been brought in through sexual relations because sex is a sin.
It said it behooved him to be
We're
made.
gonna go there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go there. Go to Romans 7 verse 12. Oh, and this question here is what about a man looking at another woman naked without knowing she is single or married? Listen, porn is wicked.
That's the question.
Porn is wicked. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Why? Because porn is just only going to activate your lust. Then yes, it's unlawful. So if you want to go straight to it, porn is unlawful. Don't do it. Stay away from it. That's going to bring you into all the motions of the flesh. Now you want to do and perform anything that you see on porn, right? Lasciviousness. That's when it starts opening up those canals of lust and that desire. All right, so that's wrong. Romans 7 verse 12.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 12.
Baruch 4 verse 1. Romans 7 and 12. Baruch 4 verse 1.
Mark, grab that second one, please.
Yeah. Romans 7 and 12. Baruch 4 and 1. Read.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The law is what?
The law is holy.
So if we just read in the law that sex, they were having sex all through the scriptures, right?
God.
These holy men were having sex and bringing forth children through sexual relations. The law is what?
Holy.
The law is what?
Holy.
Yeah, so why would the hell you say, oh, he couldn't been brought in through sexual relations? The law is holy. Y'all see that?
God.
And go ahead.
And the commandments holy.
Yeah, the commandments are holy. So this is for those. This is for that Christianity madness, man.
Take it one.
That basically sexual relations. Christ couldn't been brought before through sex or to make you feel like sex is dirty. It's dirty when you defile it. That's why the first scripture, Hebrews 13 and 4, it's dirty when you defile it. Okay?
You got one. You know.
Go ahead. What you got? Oh, hold off on the, yeah, perfect. Go there.
Genesis chapter 9 and verse 7.
Genesis 9 and 7.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 7.
Genesis 9 verse 7. And then we're going to jump back and repeat that one.
God. Genesis chapter 9, verse 7.
Hit verse 1 too. Hit verse 1 first.
Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them.
Now this is the Most High talking to a man, right? Not a me. Not this is the Most High, the Creator, the one who just flooded the earth, right? This is what he told Noah. Read that.
Be fruitful and multiply.
What did he tell him?
Be fruitful and multiply.
Did that mean plant trees and so you could have a bunch of fruit to eat?
Nah.
What did that mean?
Have kids.
Make love.
Make love and reproduce. Keep reproducing,
God.
right?
God.
Make love, like
Yeah, like the one.
yeah, love maker.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Y'all get that? So read Romans 7 verse 12. I'm not going to go anywhere with that.
Verse 7.
Verse 7.
Oh, you're reading now? Go ahead.
Oh, he just said it. He said it multiple times. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And you be ye fruitful and multiply. Bring forth abundantly in the earth.
So bring forth how do you bring forth abundant children?
Right.
How do you bring forth abundant fruit?
Exactly, man.
You got to keep planting what?
Seeds. Mm-hmm.
And the seed comes from where?
It's a man.
So you got as a seed bearer, as a seed pitcher, you gotta, you know what I mean? Cast out a lot of seed.
God.
Y'all got that?
God.
So once again, go back to Romans 7 verse 12.
Romans 7 and 12.
Uh-huh.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The law is what?
The law is holy.
The law is what?
The law is holy.
Mm-hmm.
And the commandment holy
Right?
and just.
Right. So y'all see that, right?
God.
So the law is holy and just, and that's what the Most High has led us to. Okay, go to Baruch 4 verse 1. Baruch 4 verse 1.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God,
Israel, man.
and the law of the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right. Hold on. You got to read first, if I may. You got to read a little more with enthusiasm. Come with a little more force. All right. Like you want to feel it.
There's no conviction, sir.
Yeah. There's like.
I don't feel you.
You know how Esau reads? You don't want to read like that. You want to read with that power. Like, you ever get a Bible app and it's the most boring? Like, it's like, thus saith the Lord and Jesus.
They talk more.
It's like, dude, right? We're Israelites. You want to get in that. You know what I mean? Read it again.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever.
Right, and the law that endureth forever. The law endureth forever. Go ahead.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Right, but such as leave it shall die. Y'all see that?
God.
So the law is life. In the law, it says, what? If a man lay with a woman, that's his wife. Not that, oh, you've committed a filthy act. You did something defiled. And that's where these Catholic priests come in with that madness, man, because they're all homosexuals. You know what I mean? You got to be a virgin. Man, Paul didn't say that. He didn't say you got to be a virgin. He said it'd be good. Right? He said, but if you can't restrain, marry. Y'all see that? I don't know how they missed that one. Now I think just recently they started, now priests can marry. I think recently, within the past maybe 5-6 years, right? Yeah. But before it was like, nah, Now that's why they had all these priests for some reason. You know what I mean? Why won't you? But that's how you know they're homosexuals. Because you're gonna go bang the little boys in the priesthood instead of just going outside the priesthood and getting a woman. Like you're gonna. That's sick. But this is what the Most High is saying. The law is righteous, and off of that mind state of sexual relations is wrong is where you got this mind state coming in, because they don't know the scriptures. The law is holy and just. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Go ahead.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Uh-huh.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
That thou mayest be what?
Illuminated.
Right. Go ahead.
Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Right. Right. So y'all get that?
God.
This law is life. Psalms 119:9. Psalms 119:9. Just showing you that in the law is lawful. So for you to say that is ridiculous. We're getting all these basic ones out of the way. Then we're going to go back and find out what is, when it says you're born into sin, what was that talking about? Psalms 119:9.
Psalms 119 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his ways?
Right. How are you going to be clean? How are you going to be clean? Go ahead.
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
Wait a minute. But if sex is wrong, it's defiled, how the hell are you going to be clean by it? No, because the law is clean, holy, and just. That's what we keep telling you until the white man came in, until the Greeks, the Romans, not only them. You go to, Sodom and Gomorrah was damn Hamites. Right?
Come.
Sodom and Gomorrah was Africans. So when we talk about all the filth and homosexuality and all the other defiled things that you could think of, that started with Ham in Sodom and Gomorrah. And all these other nations, Esau just put the icing on the cake, coming in with Alexander the Great, him sleeping with horses, animals, right? But that's why it tells you that Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Why? Because as the mother, being Babylon, started these things, their daughter follows what their mother does. And that's why you have the so-called white man in America. They uphold homosexuality, bestiality. If you like it, do it. Y'all see that?
Come.
So, go ahead.
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
By taking heed according to thy word. So the laws of life, they're clean. It's clean to follow the commandments of the Most High.
God.
Y'all get that?
Come.
Go to Psalms 19 verse 7.
19 verse 7.
Oh, wait. Jump to verse 40. Psalms 119 and verse 40. Then somebody else give me Psalms 19 verse 7.
Psalms 119 verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have Behold, I have longed after thy precepts.
Mm-hmm.
Quicken me in thy righteousness.
It says what?
Quicken me in thy righteousness.
Quicken me in thy righteousness. How are we brought to life? With the law. The law brings us to life. You come off the street doing all kind of filthy stuff, but when you follow the commandments, that's life, right?
Come.
So this is why a bed undefiled is important. That's when we break the law, when we start to defile it. Go ahead.
Verse 41.
Oh, okay. Jump from there. Psalms 19 verse 7. Psalms 19 verse 7. I'm trying to get through these. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 19, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The law of the Lord is perfect.
The law. Wait a minute. This chops these cats down right away, right? The law of the Most High is perfect. You see that?
God.
So the Bible is telling us that a man laying with a woman is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. You see that? Getting a wife is nothing wrong with that. Or what? Getting with a man is nothing wrong with that. You see that? Y'all got that?
Come.
Go ahead.
Converting the soul.
Right. That's what converts us. The law. Go ahead.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Yeah, making wise the simple. And as you see, we're going through the law. The first thing I went over, that Hebrews 13:4, that's law. Then going into the law more in depth is showing us what is the commandments. Y'all get that?
Come.
Go ahead.
The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart.
We supposed to rejoice in this. Not feel like, man, if I lay with her, they got people thinking if I lay with that woman, that I'm committing a sin. Because sex is sin. You know what I mean? That the only way to get to the Most High is what? You have to be pure. Right? And you got to be a nun. You don't got to be a nun. That's crazy. Go through the Bible and all these scriptures about these righteous women. All these priests all these priests. The 12 apostles, they had women. They said, we have given up all. You understand? And then he came back and said, you're going to sit on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. They didn't have to be virgins. When you go to Revelations, it said they were virgins. It meant that we were undefiled. We were righteous. It didn't mean that, the only ones that's going to make it into the kingdom is people that haven't had sexual relations. This is how far, you see that? You see how many layers of confusion they're creating? Because when you look at it, you're like, well, wait a minute. The 12 apostles, they had women and kids. Did they have to just leave their women and kids to be priests of the Most High? No. When you go into the law, it tells you that a priest can have a wife. You just weren't to marry a whore. You was to marry a virgin. So where are they getting this from? That sexual relations is defiled. Y'all see that? Now, when we go back and read Psalms 51, doesn't it put it in perspective? If you read it as though, sex, I was born in iniquity, sex is iniquity, then all those other scriptures is what? It's confusion.
Yeah.
It's chaos. That's why we always tell you about the Bible makes sense. One part is not going to contradict another part. You see that? It's not going to say, Abraham, you're my friend, but you was wicked as hell. It's not going to say that. You see that? It don't work like that. Y'all get that? It doesn't contradict itself, man. So you see how many layers of understanding we're getting just from one concept? We're destroying all those barriers and lies. Go ahead, read.
The commandment of the Lord is pure,
right?
Enlightening the eyes.
Yeah, the commandment lightens the eye. We were just reading that about Uriah, right? Because he enlightens, right? So the wisdom enlightens you. This word enlightens you. Y'all see that? So that's why we go through the law and say, well, what does the law say? The commandments are life. They're light, right? Well, does the law say that's defiled? That's wicked? That's off? Let's go to the Old Testament. Let's find out. Right? Then Christ came and gave us more understanding in the New Testament. Let me give you a little deeper understanding in the law. That's why it's important that Christ said what? I came not to destroy the law or the prophets. You see that? But when you start to do away with the law, then you start losing perspective on what is righteous and what is wicked. Y'all get that? It's simple. Go to the law. Is that wrong? Right? But then you say, well, some of the things in the law, well, all right, well, go to Christ. Christ showed you what he gave understanding in the law. You see that? So it's there, but we try to pick and choose. Right? And that's where we go off. That's why to get understanding in the scriptures, go to both sides. Because both sides is going to tell you.
You really don't. Listen, this is what we have to do. With a good teacher, and what we're trying to build is brothers that can go to both sides. The side the Christians pull and the other side that they don't want to show you, because you can't do away with one side or the other because you start to confuse. You see that? You want to pick and choose. See, and that's what they did. They're speaking on something and they're picking and choosing instead of going to the law and saying, wait a minute, this is what both sides said. Y'all see that? Okay, go ahead. Question. The one question, we're not going to touch on that. We got another one? Go ahead, what do you got?
Are you saying it's okay to have sex out of wedlock?
No, sex is wedlock. We just went over that. Deuteronomy 22 verse, let me say it again. When you lay with a woman, according to Deuteronomy 22:28, that's wedlock. You can't just say, oh, you know what? I don't have the piece of paper. No, go get the piece of paper. Right? Go get the marriage. Do it. It's done. You see that?
God.
But you can't say, well, I don't got a piece of paper, I ain't married to her. No. You already did it, buddy.
Right.
You already consummated, you laid with her. You're married.
Yes.
Right? Now go ahead and do all the other ceremonial things. Go get the piece of paper, go do the if you want to do the gathering and all those things, do it. See? So you have to say that. Why? Because a lot of people, oh, you ain't got the piece of paper, you're not married. That's bull. Because the law said what? You already now you have to endow her. You laid with her. Now you have to go through all the other steps. Right? Okay. Some people say, well, unless you have the paper, you're not really married, bro. You got to have the paper. No, you don't have to have the paper. The marriage is what? You laid with that woman. You married. You married in together.
Right.
You joint. You two twine become one flesh. Done. The other things are what? Paperwork. That's all that is. It's done according to Deuteronomy 22:28, Exodus 22:16, and you can go to Tobit about the paper. You know what I mean? We're not trying to disannul that either, because they say, oh, brother, it's not a commandment, though, because you read in here. You don't read about the law of paper, right? You see what I'm saying? You only hear about it until Christ. Why? Because it wasn't like, oh yeah, if you don't got paper, because that's how the white man do you. That's how America do you. Oh, if you don't got the paper, you're not really married. So I can keep sleeping around whoever I want to sleep around with. No. You laying with her, one flesh was supposed to stop that. Go do the ceremony, go get the paperwork. Y'all get that?
Done.
Huh?
Done.
Who don't get it? All right, y'all got? Hopefully y'all got that online. Deuteronomy 22:28, Exodus 22 verse 16. That's the law. Go ahead.
Verse 9. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever.
Right.
The judgments of the Lord are true, and righteousness altogether.
Right. So the law is righteous, holy, and just. Proverbs 18:30. And then go to 1 Timothy 1:8. Proverbs 18:30.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 30.
I didn't know we was going to get into all the extras. This topic is really about showing about why in the law, for you to say that sex is sin, that's a lie. That's what a lot of Christianity teaches, that it's defiled. It's not holy, but the law is holy, so it is holy if you keep it holy. Okay, what else you got? Okay. Oh, the other one and all that, right? I don't want to listen. A bishop should be a man of one wife. Abraham had more than one wife. Many patriots have more than one wife. But you coming in here, deal with one woman. Okay, that's what we're gonna tell you. You understand? Get that down first. Brothers we don't want to make it an occasion of the flesh. Now, is it lawful in the Bible? Yes. But you're going to come in here, you're going to learn how to deal with one woman first. And that's what the scripture says. You must first learn that. What? Ooh, wrote that down wrong.
Did you mean Psalms?
Probably.
As for God, his way is perfect.
Yeah. Psalms 18 and 30.
Psalms chapter 18, verse 30.
Uh-huh.
As for God, his way is perfect.
Right?
The word of the Lord is tried.
Mm-hmm.
He is a buckler to all those that trust in him.
You see that? So y'all get it, right? The law is holy. You got that point, right? I went to enough of scriptures to get that point out, right?
No.
So just to show you that when you go to the law, what does the law say, right? So 1 Timothy 1 and 8. What's your question? Why did you get that?
She asked if sex is marriage, then what is fornication?
We've been over that. We'll send you the link on that. All right. Fornication is for a woman, her sleeping outside of marriage, sleeping outside of her marriage. That's fornication. That's adultery. And we've been over that many a times. So, because it's going to take off the class. But we're going to send you the link, and we just go over those scriptures because we answer that so many times. And fornication for a man is for him to be going around and sleeping with women and women and women and women. If he sleeps with a woman, that's supposed to be his wife. Yeah. So, 1 Timothy 1 and 8.
1 Timothy 1 and 8.
Uh-huh.
But we know that the law is good.
The law is what?
The law is good.
The law is what?
The law is good.
So we got that out of the way. Sexual relations is good. Because it says in the law, when you lay with this woman, that's your wife. Go ahead.
If a man use it lawfully.
There you go. You know why it says that? Because cats start to use it and abuse it. You see that? They start to abuse it. Oh, I can drink, brother. I can drink, but you're a drunk. Brother, it's lawful to drink. The scriptures say you're a drunk. You're abusing the law. All things are lawful, but not expedient. Oh, brother, it says a man can have more than one wife. Brother, you got all these women, all these kids everywhere. What are you talking about? Right? Learn how to deal with your mind, one woman, before that comes. You see that? What are you talking about? What else is another law? Drinking, more than one woman thing. What else? Yeah, it's lawful to eat. But if you're just damn living and you can't survive, when I bite into the sandwich, I feel so good. Like, that's unlawful. You're thinking it's a joke. But how many people comfort eat? That you don't feel comfort from the Most High. You feel comfort from what? A burger or some food. Come on now. Yeah, I know some of y'all are thinking like, yeah, whatever. That's not really gets me. But there are some people that live that way. They live through the comfort of food. They live through what we're going to go into, the lust of the flesh. So you might think, I can see wine, but food, who does that? A lot of people, bro. A lot of people can't survive without eating. And they become overindulgent.
Sex is the same way.
Sex is the same way. So all things were lawful, but not expedient. You see that? So you can take everything, man. Remember, the wicked, they know how to turn everything wicked. We know that, right?
God.
They know how to take, it said oil, milk, honey, flour, water. It said the wicked turn righteousness into wickedness. They turn sex into wickedness. A pure, undefiled thing, they can make it into a frenzy of wickedness. You see that?
God.
So let's be not deceived. That's why I read it one more time.
But we know that the law is good.
The law is good. Go ahead.
If a man use it lawfully.
If he uses it lawfully. Because you can go, you're like, well, how, if I do the law, how could I use it unlawful? Because you're not being spiritual like Christ said. You're not thinking, oh, brother, I can drink, but it says drink in moderation. That's in the law. Oh, I can eat, brother, but if you're constantly living and surviving and your comfort is not Christ, your comfort is food, you're breaking the law.
That's That's why the scripture says, "Let your moderation be known."
It says what?
Let your moderation be known.
What did it say?
Let your moderation be known.
Right. Go ahead.
Because that just it's showing you you're supposed to be moderate and temperate in all things.
There you go.
Whether it be for sex, whether it be for food, whether it be for wine, whether it be in getting money, whether it be in working, whether it be in sleeping, whatever you're doing.
There you go.
Your moderation is known.
Think about it. It's a sin to be slothful.
Con.
Right? So, but is sleep good?
Con.
Yeah. Con.
Sleep is good. Hell yeah, it's good. But you're sleeping all the time. You fall into depression and you just want to sleep. That's not good. You see that? So the law gives us things, but it's somehow the wicked takes it all out of proportion. You see that?
Con.
So we have to know how to be in the law, right? Y'all get that?
Con.
Serve the law in the spirit of the law, right? This is not a law class either. We've been over that. And we're going to go over that again, but these are very good points, right? That need to be brought out. So go back to Psalm 51 verse 5. So now we got a better understanding of what it means I was born into sin. We know it doesn't mean that the law is sin, that sex is sin. So read that. Psalm 51 and 5, and then one of you brothers gave me Romans 7 verse 18. Romans 7 verse 18.
Psalms chapter 51 verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
Right.
And in sin did my mother conceive me.
Right.
Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts.
So go to Romans 7 and 18. Now let's understand what it means is I was shapen in iniquity. Read that.
Romans 7 verse 18.
Uh-huh.
For I know that in me, that is in my flesh.
That is in my what?
In my flesh.
That is in my what?
In my flesh.
See, that's what David was talking about. He wasn't saying sin was wicked. Sex was wicked. He was saying in the flesh. When you let the flesh control you, when you're ruled by the fangs of the flesh, then you're starting to, you'll be shapen in iniquity. You'll be controlled by sin. Go ahead.
Dwelleth no good thing.
Yeah, in the flesh there's no good thing. In the flesh there's no good thing because the rules of the flesh is the rules of what's his name? Aleister Crowley.
Do what thou wilt.
Do what thou wilt. That's the rules of the flesh. Do what thou wilt. You like it? Do it. It feels good to you? Do it. Paul was reiterating and showing us what David was saying. In the flesh, when you're shaping in iniquity, you start to now follow the deeds of the flesh. Y'all get that?
God.
That's what he means.
You become subject to it.
You become subject to it. You're ruled by it. Everything we were saying, you want sex, you're just like, I forgot the name of the movie. It was what, Michael Fassbender.
Nymphomaniac?
Not Nymphomaniac, that's a filthy one too.
One and two. Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah, but that's one about the flesh. This one was with him.
Antichrist?
Not Antichrist.
Yeah, there's a movie.
I haven't seen that. Talking to Mike.
No, it's the same type of movie as Nymphomaniac because she has that overwhelming desire. She ends up amputating his member.
Oh, dang.
She goes and she's like.
But good movies about the lust of the flesh, the desire of the flesh.
Because he was going so much that he ejaculated blood.
Right.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, because you're desired by the flesh. Like some people get uneasy. You get irritated. You know that's controlling you because you get irritated. You know what I mean? You get upset. You know what I mean? I just ain't had none. And you know what I mean? And then now you go into the devices. You might just pop off with somebody at Walmart. You know what I mean? Your Walmart parking lot, you might in the dirtiest, filthiest bathrooms. Right? It's like, what? I can't even, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, if you let the flesh control you, right? And then you get irritated, you get upset. Same thing with drugs. Same thing with liquor. Same thing with eating, right? Same thing. Man, some people are like that with clothes. If I don't got the newest kicks, it just don't feel right. I mean, once again, the wicked can take it into outer space. Why? Because they're ruled by the flesh. Lasciviousness. Y'all get that? Go to Job 4. Where were you at?
I was on the second line.
Okay, finish that and then go to Job 15, verse 14 to 16. Go ahead, read it.
For to will is present with me,
Uh-huh.
but how to perform that which is good I find not.
Right. So, all right, go to Job 15, verse 14.
Job chapter 15, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
And it says, what is man
Uh-huh.
that he should be clean,
Right?
and he which is born of a woman?
Right. So, once again, another scripture. Oh, see, you're born of a woman. Because a woman is defiled, therefore sex is defiled. No. What he's saying is, when we come into this flesh, and we're ruled by the flesh, then we're defiled. Now I'm going to give you a little snippet of all the other scriptures. Christ was born in the flesh, but what happened? He didn't let the flesh rule him. That's why we know the flesh can be conquered. That's how we know the flesh, being in the flesh is itself is not the sin. Itself is not the sin. It's you being ruled by it is the sin. You see that? So it's not that, oh, I'm in the flesh, now I'm just a sinner. No, you being ruled by the flesh is the sinning part.
It's almost like idolatry.
You see that? Because Christ was born in the flesh, but he didn't sin. You see that? So showing you how many levels these people don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Because the commandment, when you look at the commandments, right? That the Most High said, "There shall have no other powers before me."
Mm-hmm.
That's just how. I mean, just if you want to simplify it in your mind, sometimes that's how I simplified it. The scripture says, "Thou shalt have no other power before me." What you're doing at that moment in time is you're committing idolatry, and you're putting that power before the Most High. You're saying that has more precedence, and that's when it becomes a sin.
Who's asking these questions, man? Your brothers love to. Did Abraham sin since his wife gave her permission? No, we just answer that, man. Y'all gotta listen. Y'all wanna just listen. The law. Go back to Deuteronomy. You don't have to go there. Go back to the law. We know they weren't sinning, man. We know they weren't sinning because Christ said it. The Most High said it in the law. The Israelites, it wasn't no sin. We just went over that, y'all. Come on. Go. Listen. I'm not gonna go into it. I already answered that. Go back. Job 15, verse 14.
Go
Go ahead, read.
You want to start over?
Yeah, start over.
Job chapter 15, verse 14.
Go ahead.
What is man
Mhm.
that he should be clean, and he which is born of a woman that he should be righteous?
Right.
Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints.
Right. You see that? Listen, he said he put in no trust in his saints. That's the angels. You understand?
God.
That's Israel. You see that? So, before man is them that walk in the flesh. I mean, in whole. Who can really be pure in the Most High's eyes, right? Especially somebody that is doing wickedness and living by the flesh. Y'all get that? So this is what Job is talking about. He's not saying just because you're in the flesh itself, you're just filthy. You're just a sin. Nah, he's saying when you walk after the lust of the flesh. We're going to get it. Go ahead. Read down to verse 16.
Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight.
Yeah. Y'all see it?
God.
So before the Most High, nothing is clean. See, that's why we have to serve righteousness, the laws, the commandments. Go ahead.
How much more abominable and filthy is man,
Yeah.
which drinketh iniquity.
Which will do it what?
which drinketh iniquity.
Which drinketh what?
Drinketh iniquity.
Yeah, how abominable are you when you follow iniquity? That's why we got to follow the law. The law is life, righteousness, holiness. That's why we come to the commandments. That's why we search these scriptures and figure out what we're doing. Is it right according to the law? Whether it be pork, shrimp, crab, lobsters, oysters. You know what I mean? Whether it be defiling yourself with women, defiling yourself with man. Right? The law sets it all in order. The Most High is not going to say it in the law and then it was wrong or filthy. The righteous men weren't going to be considered righteous if they were doing something filthy. It's a clean separation when David slept with Uriah the Hittite's wife. Clean separation. When he did that, Most High punished him. You see that? When he committed adultery and killing this man's wife and taking his wife, it was a clean separation. Most High was angry as opposed to him and having all his other wives. It was clean. Y'all see that?
God.
He put a separation when they went off as opposed to when they were following the law. Go ahead. All right, go to Job 25 verse 4. Ephesians 2 verse 1. I'm trying to get these all out. That's why I'm trying to do little talking. Go ahead.
Job chapter 25, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
How then can man be justified with Yahweh? Or how he be clean that is born of a woman?
Brother, you keep asking me the same question, bro. Did Abraham sin since his wife gave him permission to sleep with Hagar? No. Is he not?
That was a question she asked.
No, somebody else just said. I just answered that question. I don't know why they...
That's Brian. That's still Brian.
Yeah, I just answered that question, huh? No, Hagar was his second rib. He was his second wife. We went over that. I mean, this ain't a... Go ahead, read.
Job chapter 25, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
How then can a man be justified with Yahweh? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman?
Right, but let me say this. But Hagar didn't... I don't know if you're asking that question again, because that keeps coming up. If you're asking that question, they didn't sleep in the same bedroom. They kept the laws. Right?
God.
Okay, he wasn't called a friend of the Most High because they were having menage a trois. That the law was there. Even Abraham, not having the law, performed the law. That's why he was faithful in all his house. See, he didn't have the written law, but he knew the rules. Okay? Go ahead.
Next verse.
Read it one more time.
Job chapter 25, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
How then can a man be justified with Yahweh? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman?
Right. So you see that? What does he mean there? If he's iniquity. If you're performing iniquity and doing wickedness, you're not going to be clean in the Most High's eyes. Right?
God.
But what is it? I think it's St. John 15:3. I want to throw that one in there. He says, now you are clean. I think it's St. John. Let me see here. Yeah. St. John 15:3.
St. John chapter 15, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Right. So the word, commandments, laws, the Spirit makes us clean. Y'all get that?
God.
Ephesians 2 verse 1 to 5. Matthew 15 verse 19.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2. Wherein?
2 verse 1.
2 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And ye hath quickened, who were dead, who were...
Read it again.
And you hath he quickened,
Right.
who were dead in trespasses
Go ahead.
and sins,
Right.
wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world.
See, we're dead when we walk after the example of the world. When we follow the customs of the world, we're dead. Go ahead.
According to the prince of the powers of the air.
Right, we were talking about earlier, the God of this world. Well, the prince of the power of the air, you know what that means? That you're ruled by everything in the flesh. Where this wind goes, I'm with that. where you're doing this. You want to get high? Yeah. You want to pop this? You want to do this? You want to sit on that? Yeah, let's do it. You're ruled by everything the God of this world has to introduce. Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Yeah, because the children of disobedience, this is what makes us children of iniquity. Not the flesh itself, but the motions of sin, which is living after the flesh. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
Among whom also we all had our conversation,
right,
in times past,
right, and we talked about it, we enjoyed it, we lived about it, right? You know what I mean? What was their conversation like? Like, we went over that about tailbearing, right?
God.
What is their conversation about the world? It ain't got nothing to do with the Spirit, the Most High, things that lead you in the Word. Go ahead.
In the lust of our flesh.
In the lust what?
In the lust of our flesh.
The lust of the flesh. That's what means you're born in iniquity. When you're born in this world and you start to follow the motions of the God of this world and follow the customs of this world and you start walking after the flesh, that's what it means. Y'all get that? It don't mean that now you just sexual relations is a sin, it's filthy and you're never going to be right. Christ was right. What the hell are you talking about? He was in the flesh. You see that? Go ahead.
Fulfilling the desires of the flesh.
Right, see? You see that? When they fulfill the desires of the flesh, then you're born in iniquity. You're shapen in iniquity. Go ahead.
And of the mind.
Right, and of the what?
And of the mind.
You're going to read down to verse 5, then you're going to get Matthew 15:19. Go ahead.
And were by nature the children of wrath.
Yeah, by nature. Why? You see that? You see the nature? By nature the children of wrath, because you gave yourself to that nature. You see that? You weren't born to be destroyed, but you started to give yourself over to the nature of the flesh. So therefore, you were shapen in iniquity. You were molded to be negative, a sinner, doubtful, hateful, prideful. You were molded to think that way. But that's what we know from the Spirit. That's not what we created of. Y'all get that? Go ahead.
Even as others.
Right, even as others. Go ahead.
Verse 4. But God, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us. Verse 5. Even when we were dead in sin, he hath quickened us together with Christ. By grace ye are saved.
Right, because now we can change and see the example. Now we see the example. Christ has given us a vision of salvation. What's being saved can be like. He gave us grace. He's like, okay, I'm gonna forgive all those. But now, I'm not only gonna forgive you, I'm gonna give you a vision of what you can do. Example what you can do. That the flesh can be conquered. So what the heck are they talking about? Sex is not sin. The flesh is not sin. You living in the flesh and doing the motions of the flesh is sin. Y'all get that? Because if that's the case, why did the Most High say, let us create man in our image, in our likeness? What, you trying to say the likeness of the Most High is sinful? No, the likeness of you doing the motions of the wicked is sinful. But the motions of the Most High is righteous, which is the law. Y'all see that? They're tripping, huh?
They tripping.
They be tripping. All right, go. What verse are you at?
I was at verse 5.
Okay, you finished that, right? Go to Matthew 15:19. Matthew 15:19, then you go to Mark 7, verse 21.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 19. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts.
And we touch on this a lot, right? But what makes you of the flesh? You moving off of these evil thoughts. You moving off the motions of the flesh. Not the skin. This don't make you wicked. When you give into the thoughts, the mind of a wicked person, that's what makes you wicked. Go ahead.
Murders, adulteries,
Uh-huh.
fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies.
Right, because you're pointing, you're following the motions. You start putting on these characteristics. Y'all get that?
God.
Okay. Go. You finish that?
God.
All right. Jump to. I'm trying to get it all out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mark chapter 7 verse 21.
I mean, this is clear, right?
Con.
Huh?
God.
Y'all got any questions on this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, if you said that fornication from men is going from woman to woman to woman, then how did, was it right that King Solomon had 700 wives?
Because he made them his wives. That's what the law said, right? He would have been a fornicator or a whoremonger if he just lay with these women like we do today and kick them to the curb. Or like we did do. You know what I mean? You're supposed to lay with them and make them your wife. Now, Paul came back and said what? That a bishop must be a one wife. Why? Because do you think any Israelite should be walking around with 700 wives right now?
Uh-huh.
No. Should. So, once again, all things are lawful, but they're what?
Not expedient.
Is it expedient for you to be walking around with 700 women? No. But is it lawful for you to have more than one wife biblically? Yeah. It would be for me. I would be a liar to say no, because it's there. You know what I mean? Unless I'm going to cut that part out of the law and be like, nah, that's not lawful. It's in the law. But the spirituality of the law is what? Is it expedient now? You see that? So that's the difference. But remember, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, all these men had more than one woman. They were known as righteous men. David, Solomon, right? Eli, if you don't know, he was a priest. Right? These cats had more than one woman, but once again, is it expedient now? Could you deal with it? Could you deal with the first of all, the question I would ask a brother, could you deal with your own mind? Some brothers don't need no wives. Some brothers don't need no women. We tell brothers, listen, stay a bachelor as long as you can. Seriously, I'm not messing with you. But should I come back and be like, listen, bruh, nah, bruh, you can't have a wife? Some brothers that come to this school don't need a woman at all. Why? Because they get with women and they want to ignore them the whole time. They don't want to deal with their issues. They don't want to deal with their problems. They don't want to sit there and talk to them. They do this. Oh, you being wicked. You're done. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about a demon. I'm talking about reasonable women that just need a little time. You know what I mean? I always got to put that difference. There's a difference between a demon that just don't want to hear nothing and a person that I could deal with her, but you just don't want to give her time. You don't want to sit there and teach her. Right?
Done.
Many brothers that came through, it's like, brother, you can't, she wants to be dealt with. You got to deal with her. Right? It'd be different if she's like, just cut me off. I don't want to be your rib. I'm not doing that. I'm not following that. Then you can, you got an argument there. You got somewhat of an argument. But you got brothers don't even want to do the basics. So, but should I come back and be like, nah, bruh, you know what? You don't need a woman. You can't get a woman until you're able to deal with your mind. Nah, we got to do what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that man, he can have a woman. Right? Because I'm showing you the dynamics of the gameplay of this. Before we even get to more than one wife, let's deal with one woman. He'd get that woman, right? Not teach her, not deal with her, right? And leave her. Is it lawful for him to deal with one woman? Huh?
Gun.
Right?
Gun.
It's lawful for to deal with one woman.
Yeah.
So to have a wife is good, right?
Gun.
But if he's dealing with one woman and not teaching them, and he's just like, oh, she don't want to get right. It's like, bruh, what are you talking about? You got to deal with them, right? Oh, she's off. Cut her off. Then get another woman to make him. Is that lawful? Technically, it's okay for you to be with one woman. But is it okay for you if you just say, oh, I don't want to deal with her because she has issues? Does the Bible say that? No. Does the Bible get into the technicality? Until Christ came and said, unless it be for fornication. But lawfully, it wasn't, you didn't go in the law and hear about, well, listen, brother, you need to sit down and teach her. Christ had to come back and tell them what? You can't just put your wife away for anything. For every reason. Until he came. Then the law was given the spirituality of you can't just run from one wife to the next. If she's a fornicator. But you see that? That's why you have to have the law and the spirituality of the law. Because Christ came and gave both. You see that? You can't cut the law out because you'll be like the Christians. And you can't cut Christ out. You know that. You know damn well you can't do that. So we as Israelites can't cut out the law and we can't cut out Christ. We got to combine them and understand from both parts what the Most High is showing us. You see that? That's how we do it. Until we get to what is perfected when Christ get here. You see that? Alright. So, but fornication is him pouncing from woman to woman.
But isn't, I'm sorry.
What?
Isn't sex marriage, so we can't say that, oh, well, he put her away, he had sex with her and put her away, that's not his wife anymore?
But see, that's where the spirituality comes in is he lay with her, right? And according to Christ, because he said you gave them the bill of divorcement. But from the beginning it was not so, right? So Christ came and told us, no, you can't just pop off and leave every woman. Now you got to deal with her. But lawfully, was it okay for him to divorce? Yeah. You remember he said Moses gave you the bill of divorcement? In the law it was okay to divorce. But Christ came back and reiterated, you're not being spiritual if you just follow the carnality of the law. Because now you could just use it for any reason. Oh, I don't like her. She's tripping. So Christ had to come back and say what? What did he have to come back and tell them? Except it be for fornication. Right? Meaning that unless this woman came and pop off and sleeping with everybody, or she's bringing other gods in and other doctrines in, and she's just like, nah, I'm celebrating Christmas no matter what. Because you get that. You and your wife come in the truth. She's like, she realized, I don't want to do that. I want to keep celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and now the household's in array. That's a reason to say, okay, I'm not gonna deal with this. You know what I mean? Remember the scripture said it, that he's gonna cause a division in the house, right? So that's gonna happen too. So we gotta look at all these scriptures that give us understanding. What?
No, I was going to say that goes towards the man too as well.
Mm.
When you're talking about the woman.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Like if he's trying to divide from the house from the truth. Remember, let's go. You guys want to take me on my topic, man. Dude, go to Matthew 10. I'm trying to quote scriptures so I can keep on my point, but let's jump off for a second and we go over. I was just trying to give you the scriptures on this topic. I should have known it was going to get into the other things also, but go to 10 and 34.
Matthew 10, chapter 10, verse 34.
Go ahead.
Think not that I have come to send peace on earth.
Uh-huh.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Go ahead.
Verse 35. For I have come to set a man at variance against his father.
Right.
And the daughter against her mother.
Right.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
So what is going to set you at variance? This is outside of, okay, she just, well, this is the point we're talking about, I should say. This point is making the point of, okay, she just didn't commit adultery. Like she didn't, obviously she committed adultery That's one thing, right? This is talking on the point you're asking. The variance is what? Variance is what? The scriptures. You're coming in, you're like, I'm not eating pork. No, why? You're tripping. You're taking it. You're being too technical, right? Oh, I want to celebrate Christmas. Oh, my kids are gonna learn Christmas. It's like, oh, okay, noted, duly noted, right? She coming in with that. You come, or the woman or the man come. Now you're dividing, but it's not you. It's what? It's Christ doing what He said. So in that point, there will be a division made. You see this? So Christ brought out the point about fornication. He comes back and brings about this point of division to be made. You see that? So that's why you come in. A lot of people will come into the truth, and they might go different ways. Who's doing that? It's the Most High. Y'all see that? So yeah, that. But Paul came back and said, but if this division ain't made, he speaks on another point of how about if that man wants to stay with her and is going to respect her and respect her belief, then dwell together. But when it comes to this, when he's trying to, when it goes back to the fornication, he's trying to pull you out, trying to get you into this, or she's trying to pull you out and get you into this doctrine, not respecting you, not bowing to the word. The division is being made. You don't have to do nothing. I'm already separate from you. There's already a divorcing. Why? Because you're trying to take me from the Most High. Back in the days, you've been killed. You know what I mean? It says if your son or somebody going to try to drag you in the law, it's to go serve other gods, to bring him out, kill them. You understand? We know spiritually we're not killing anybody, but spiritually that's where the division is made. That's where the separation is made. Okay, we're kind of going both different ways. Why? Because I'm serving the Most High. You want to serve Allah. I'm serving the Most High. You want to be a Baptist. I'm serving the Most High. You want to still celebrate Christmas. I'm not about that, and I'm not going to have my kids learning that. So is this where we part, or could we stay together and agree that we're going to follow what I want to follow in the spirit of the Most High, Hamashiach? Right?
Right. God.
What?
That's also, if you're going to go, are you going to submit and follow me as the head?
There you go. Same thing, as the man, and it's different when, like, she's a sister asking the question. It's different when you know that the man's the head, right? But if your man is telling you to worship Allah, and he's no longer under the head of Christ, he's now leading you to other gods. So it's kind of more hard with a sister. You know what I mean? Because she's okay, this is my head. But he's trying to lead you to other stuff. He's trying to lead you to another belief. It's like, nah, you're falling from being my head, because my ultimate head is who? It's Christ. It's the Most High.
Yeah, the Most High.
So now you're relinquishing your leadership. Y'all get that?
God.
Thus saith the Lord, though, right?
God.
What?
No, you already answered.
Yeah. Yeah, they relinquish their duties as that. But if he's, I'm going to respect what you're doing, I'm going to respect your lifestyle, baby, you don't want to eat pork, we won't eat pork. That's what Paul came back and said. If you be willing to dwell together, then dwell together. But if not, the Most High, he said he ain't, let's go there, I'm quoting it, go there. Let's go there, just for basic scripture's sake and for the people that are watching. That, you see, I guess we're answering questions according to the topic. But read that. Go to what is it? 1 Corinthians 11? You see how you need to study? Because you see how many themes, questions, points. We're talking about what Christ brought out, Paul brought out, and that's all in the spirit, what the law brought out, right? Now, we can take and try to erase things if we want. And be like, oh yeah, we're going to listen to what Paul said, but not what the law said. You can't do that. You got to put it all together, because they're all pieces of the puzzle to us serving the Most High. That's how you become a Christian, and when we say Christian, Christianity, not the true belief of the Most High, or you become an overzealous Israelite, right? By cutting and erasing things out. You got to put both in there. What did Paul say? What did the Most High say? Because all it's from the Spirit. When Paul spoke, he spoke from the same Spirit of the Mashiach, right? When Christ spoke, he spake in the Spirit of the law. He made a point to say, I came not to destroy the law or the prophets. So I'm not doing away with that, but I'm going to give you more understanding. Then Paul didn't come do away with Christ. He spake in the Spirit of HaMashiach. Why? The Holy Spirit, right? The Racha, right? Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 13.
Oh, 7, my bad. It wasn't 11. Go ahead.
12.
Verse 12. 1
Uh-huh.
Corinthians chapter 7, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But to the rest speak I, not the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
If any brother hath a wife that believeth not,
Right?
and she be pleased to dwell with him,
Right. So she doesn't believe, and she be pleased to dwell with him. You know, there's a respect there. There's a I'm going to respect what you believe in, right?
God,
Go ahead.
let him not put her away.
Yeah. But this is the dynamics of a relationship. And when you deal with a body, see, when you look at Christ, he came out and said fornication, right?
God.
Paul was dealing more with the churches after Christ left. So the Spirit had to speak through Paul to speak on these instances that were a little deeper, right? Because now you're dealing with churches. Now you're dealing with situations in the body that's not just plain cut and dry, right?
God.
So these are the instances, and that's why the Spirit had to speak on them, right? You know, it had to come to an instance where it was like, hey, brother, I'm with this woman, and she don't really believe. What should I do? Paul, should I cut her off? He was like, okay, listen, this is how you gonna deal with it. You see that? This is why he's talking about it. Same instances that we have now, right? Go ahead.
Verse 14, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her,
Right?
let her not leave him.
Right?
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband.
You see that? Meaning that it could get to this point to where they might see your lifestyle and say, wait a minute. You know, how many of us did it? I know this brother himself. His mom hated us. Didn't like us. But she seen his change over the years. She was like, what, 10 years, 14 years later? Whatever you're doing over there, keep doing it. Why? Because her mind, she's seen that you were sanctified. And now she wants to be a Jew like you. Why? Because whatever you're doing, you're walking after that characteristic. And there's situations that's like that. Not a lot, but there's situations that like that. To where the woman, she might, you know what, I respect what you're saying. I'm not gonna bring none of this in the house, and I'm gonna follow. We'll do it your way. You know, I don't really believe. Okay, well, Paul was giving us that instance. Go ahead.
Else were your children unclean.
Right, because why? You separate, now you got more chaos. You see that? You separate the household. She's over there teaching them Christmas and what grandma says, and the homosexuals, you know what I mean? And oh, it's cool to hang around with them. It's like, and I'm like, nah, you ain't kicking it with no homo. You ain't kicking it with no fag. You ain't going to grandma, right? But they on the low teaching them. That's confusion. So how do you get it? This is the dynamics of the body. Things that really had to go on. Dealing with the churches. Thessalonica, Galatia, Ephesia, Philippia. You know, these are the things that they were dealing with. Go ahead.
But now are they holy.
Right?
But if the unbelieving depart.
But what?
If the unbelieving depart.
Go ahead.
Let him depart.
But read on.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases.
So you know what the Most High is saying? That's why I made it a point to show you that marriage is the man sexual, but it's also spiritual. You know what I mean? It's sexual but spiritual. You lay with a woman, right? She's in the truth, she's with the Most High, but then you lay with her, she turns into a demon. This is why Paul said, such is not, you're not bound to that. Like, one minute you believe, and then next minute, oh, this was a game to you. I got you. You tricked me. Good job.
Right.
Good job. You got me. I was the fool. Me. You did a good job. You wanted to be in order, believe in Hamashiach, and the next thing you know, now you don't believe? Now you don't want to believe? Now you don't want to follow? Like, what is this? You see what I'm saying? Most I say, you're not bound. You're not bound to this. You see that? Why? Because the marriage is physically, but most of all, it has to be spiritually. You got to agree together, you know. A house divided against itself cannot what?
Stand.
Right. That's why it says fornication. Fornication in the Bible was spoken of in two ways. It was physical, but it also was what? Spiritual. We started to fornicate in what way? Go worshiping other gods, other idols, other doctrines. So you can spiritually fornicate. Think about it. You're with a woman, you're with a man, right? A man is kind of different because for him to be a fornicator, he's going to be bouncing around having sex with all these women, right? And not taking a woman to be his wife. But you're with a woman and she's thinking about another man. She's lusting after another man. She don't have to break up with you. She's already left you.
God.
Right?
God.
That's why Christ had to bring in the spiritual part. You see that? So that's why the law is there and the spirit is there. Or you're like, I'm sitting here, I'm an Israelite, but I don't really want to be here. I don't really want to do this. He said, I desire a broken spirit, a contrite heart. He don't want you like, I'm forced to do this. Most I don't want that. That's fornication. You're sleeping with everything else in your mind. You're like, I want to be back in the world, getting high, doing drugs in the clubs, and you niggas made me wear a dress. Really? We made you wear a dress? Go back out there, please. Why? Because you're fornicating already. You see how you have the physical and the spiritual? It has to be both. You have to give yourself both ways. So we know that this division is made through the Most High, through a household, through a family, in both of those ways. Yeah.
I got one scripture.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, we're off topic anyway. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 2 and verse 29.
Romans chapter 2, verse 29.
Give me a comment when you got it.
God.
Go ahead.
But he that is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
So hang on. So read that scripture again.
But he that is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
So this guy, he is a Jew, but he's not just a Jew by the flesh. When you're married, you're not just married by the flesh. You understand? Because you guys laid down together and had some good time. You understand? But you are one inwardly. You understand?
And the reason why we're pointing that out is because a lot of times we point out disannulling, because we get so much of it. If you don't got a ring, you know what I mean? If he ain't put a ring on it, we're not married. So we always point out the sexual relations part, but a lot of times we forget to point out the spirituality part. So there needs to be a spiritual bond. That's why we go into, hey, date somebody before. That way you have a connection, right? You know, you're like, okay, hey, we dated, we figure, we have similar interests. You know, you believe in the Most High, I believe in the Most High. You know what I mean? I remember a brother took me on a date he had once, and he was with this girl, and the girl had told him ahead of time. He was like, bro, I want you to meet this girl, you know, and everything. And this is real. She was Issachar. I said, this chick, she's not serious, You know what I mean? I told him, I said, this chick is going to get you to do all kind of crazy stuff. Because first the girl said, I don't believe in the Most High. That's a done. Then she was younger. She was more tender. I was like, don't deal with this woman. This woman's gonna get you to be into all kind of stuff. I mean, he listened, the brother listened to the advice. Because I already know, Issachar, they do this. You gotta meet my family, my papi, my mommy, and you know what? And what, mommy? Yes, okay, mommy said, papi said, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not marrying you and your mom. Then you're gonna come back and tell me, what? I don't believe in the Bible? I don't believe in the Most High? Come on, that should already be an indication of what? You lay with this woman, that's just what it's gonna be. You laying with her. You see what I'm saying? You gotta sit down and know the bond is spiritual. Go ahead. Good.
And circumcision.
No, read it from the top.
But he that is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
So you're making this choice inside your mind. This is where it has to first be established. You understand? Because that's what it is. That's what that relationship is. Between you and the Most High, between you and that other person, whether it be man with the woman or the woman with the man. This is where the foundation. This is the cornerstone. All the construction takes place. It takes place first in the mind. Just because you were born a so-called Negro or a so-called Mexican or whatever, right?
You were born an Israelite.
You were
by
born
birth.
an Israelite by birth.
Right.
That doesn't make you one inside your spirit.
Right, because we act like heathens. You know what I mean? You act like a heathen.
Continue.
And circumcision is that of the heart in the spirit.
So the circumcision, that means you've separated, you actually took the time to mentally break down and take away and root out all the filth that was inside your mind. That foreskin that was just dangling there, that was useless inside your brain, and you cut that off.
Right, and being around the heathens and growing around the heathens, that's what we act like. So you always been an Israelite. So, and this don't mean like the Christians say, see, a Jew is you're spiritually a Jew. No, that don't mean that. You got to be born an Israelite to be an Israelite. Now the heathens can learn how to live after matter, but you ain't a damn Jew. You can live after our manners, you know what I mean, in the commandments, but that don't make you an Israelite. But it's reminding us that we need to what? Start acting like you were created to be princes and kings of the earth. Right? But y'all got that, right? Y'all get that? Okay, so it's a lot. The dynamics of this is just not as simple as one thing. That's why I keep saying it, the law, but then the spirituality of the law. It says it in Romans, the law is spiritual. So you got to get the spiritual part down. So that's why we say date, talk to them, meet with them, see if you have similarities, see if you have the same likes, right? Because you already know physically, if you're going to start talking to this person in the first place, physically you're already going to have a connection, a bond anyway. You know what I mean? Obviously, because if a woman don't like you, and if you don't like a woman, you ain't even going to, there ain't going to be no communication. So let's get that out of the way. Let's stop acting like it was a mistake. If you talking to that person, you already said physically, I'm attracted to you. Now you got to get to the point to say, do we have similarities that we can bond, we can join together in? And that's where the Bible reminds us that it got to be spiritually too. You see that? Because next you know, if you don't go to that part, if you do the other side, the marriage, the bond in the flesh, then what happens? And you're not bound in the spirit, you're going to have a divorcement anyway. You know what I mean? Which we're all bad at making we're too rash at that in our lives.
Quick to credit.
We're too quick to credit people and not really sit down and prove a friend. Both parts, man and women. You got to prove to say, this guy, you know what I mean? He's an asshole, but I like that about him. You know what I mean? He's going to be controlling. I like that about him because he's controlling me in the right way. You see that? You got to know that. Especially when you get with Israel, a lot of Israelites, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be telling you, you know how it is. It's a headache. Because he's going to be trying to get you right. He's going to be trying to teach you the scriptures, right? While he's trying to get right. So you got a lot of the world. He got a lot of the world. It's going to be that. So there's a big dynamic in what we do here, you know. So, but when you come in and you learn that you're agreeing to the same thing, then it's easier, you know. Same thing with us as a marriage, as a nation, right? When we marry as a brotherhood, as a sisterhood, when you come in, you're saying, I want to marry into this body. Because remember, marriage is a joint. It's you're being bound together. So you come in, you've been in a few months. You come in and say, first, I agree with what is going on here biblically. I agree with the message. You get it. But then you're going to come in and say, do I agree with the functioning? Right? But then you got to overlook certain imperfections and say, okay, they're not perfect, but are they striving for perfection? Isn't that the same thing we do with a relationship? Because if you're going to look at a woman and say, she's wicked, she's filthy, you know, it's a joke that goes on about the malls. You know, I go over there and be like, whoa, she's good looking. Brothers be like, oh, she's filthy.
Hell no.
You be like, you don't want to. I'm like, you say that to everybody. Like, if you left it up to a brother, every woman in the mall is filthy. But isn't that the point? Every woman is filthy. Every man is filthy. We're all born into sin. So really, you can't just say, you'd be a eunuch. So you can't just say what? Everyone's filthy. You got to get past and weed through the filth. And say, okay, this is workable. This is workable. She's willing. Right?
Yeah, where's the heart at?
Where's the heart at? Right? Now, she's ready to communicate. I believe in Jesus. Oh, yeah? Really, sis? Yeah. And I'm seeking for truth. That's someone we could talk. Oh, yeah, did you know this? No, I didn't know that. Now you're joining. That's how we join in when members come in. Same thing. And then you got to overlook. You got to forgive. And I'm not going to go into a marriage class, but y'all get it, right? It's the same thing with everything. Yeah, but believe it or not, these basics, a lot of people don't get them. They live off the, I'm going to hit that, we going to hit this, and then, she ain't right, he ain't right, that nigga, I'm leaving him. That's not a marriage. A marriage, even in the truth, as you agree on the same laws and government, you still really don't like, you know what I mean, how he rolls over and, he spits all the time. He chews with his mouth open. You know what I mean? You get people like that. Like, I can't be with that guy. Why? Because look at his calves. Like,
smallest thing, huh?
Yeah, it's like, it's too late for that. You look at his abs. Look at his arms. That's, you know what I mean? I can't be with her. She's this. Well, then why the hell did you get with her? You see what I'm saying? You got to get past that. All right. So, any other questions? Really, all the scriptures I was going to go into next on the topic was showing what Christ did in the flesh. Once again, showing that the flesh is not sin. The actions of living by the flesh is sin. We didn't get a chance to do that because it went into other questions. But the scriptures I had on that, real quick, Galatians 4 verse 4. Hebrews, no, you don't have to go through them. Hebrews 4 verse 15. Hebrews 2 verse 18. Romans 8 and 3. Those four scriptures were Galatians 4 and 4, Hebrews 4 verse 15, Hebrews 2 verse 18, and Romans 8 and 3. Okay? Those scriptures were basically just showing that how Christ conquered being in the flesh, being an example. That's the gist of it. Galatians 3:13, 1 Peter 2 verse 24, 1 Peter 4 verse 1, and Romans 6 and 6. That's Galatians 3 verse 13, 1 Peter 2 verse 24, 1 Peter 4 verse 1 and 2, and Romans 6 and 6. And once again, those block of scriptures was just pointing out because his whole topic was to show us sex is not sin. The Christians got it wrong. It's the motions of the flesh, and following it is sin. That Christ lived in the flesh and he conquered it, abiding by the laws and being spiritual. Okay? So hopefully that helped out, brothers and sisters. You know, we want to give y'all these certain breakdowns and just to destroy certain lies and things like that so y'all can get sharper. So that's what that class was about. All right? So any other questions on the topic, off the topic? We'll give y'all a few seconds on that. All right. And you know, we don't get upset about the questions. It's just the more than one woman thing, man. Listen, stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it. Come in and get a woman. Learn how to deal with that. You know what I mean? Stop. Just stop. Brothers and sisters trying to find an excuse, either to stick around or not to. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Sticking around or not. Oh, I can deal with y'all because you can. Oh, I don't want to deal with y'all because y'all said I got to come in and have one woman. Just come the hell in, and it shouldn't be about that anyway. Your hunger and your desire should be about the spirit. You know what I mean? The kingdom of heaven is not meat and drink. You know what that means? That the kingdom of heaven, you shouldn't be motivated because we're going to have 1,000 wives in the kingdom. You shouldn't be motivated because you're going to be rich and ruling and your feet are going to be able to stomp on the white man. It shouldn't be motivated by that. It should be motivated knowing that there's going to be a peace and a salvation for your people. That you're going to be able to walk down the streets paved in gold and not have niggas fighting over the gold. It should be based off of that. So when we get the more than one woman thing, I'm like, some people get on, and I'm not saying y'all, some people get on just to have an argument. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm not going to deal with them. You know what the law says. Go to the law. You know what I mean? You know what the New Testament says. Go there. You know what I mean? That's how we deal with it. You see that? No. Now you want to know what we practice? For the new brothers, we tell them, come in and be a bishop. A bishop must be a woman, a man of one wife. So if it's a discrepancy with that, that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what you need to perform. You see that? Yeah. Period. So I'm not getting upset about it. I'm not really getting upset about it. I just like, you know what I mean? It's confusing to some. You know what I mean? It's an excuse for others. You know, either way it go. And that shouldn't be our focus anyway. Every time I hear about it, I'm like, your focus is wrong. Your mind is on the wrong thing. You got so many demons on you, you got to worry about you. You know, well, if it be one wife, one wife. If it be you alone, you got to worry about that. We got many bachelors in here. You know, ask them. What are we telling you? Oh, brother, go get as many as women you can? Hell no. We're like, brother, good, stay just like that. Get class, ask them. What do we tell you, Mark? We tell you run out there and get women? Hell nah. You know what I mean? We're not telling you that. Why? Because that's going to create more damn problems. Some brothers don't want to stick around because we're telling them, brother, you got to deal with your wife. You got to deal with her, and you deal with her. Stop running around trying to talk to other women. We know what the law says, but we're telling this guy, brother, deal with your woman. You see that? So, like, what's the discrepancy? You want to know what we practice? We tell these brothers, get your damn head together. The kingdom is coming. You shouldn't be... Brothers trying to deal with every other thing except themselves. We know that's just a distraction. That's just a distraction for brothers to be... You know, first of all, to destroy the young brother's mind, the young sister's mind, and to destroy the young man's mind. Y'all see that? So, not saying they gotta not ask the question again, but I'm just saying, damn, that question always keep popping up. So, if they got any other questions? Alright, so, otherwise, y'all got any questions in here? Alright, so hopefully that was good? Alright, so if any other questions, hold them next time. We'll be back here Wednesday. And hopefully Tahawa, I'm gonna get in here and do the man's class. we've been waiting for. On how the man's supposed to deal with the women. Okay? Because we did the woman's class, the wife's class. Now we got to do the husband's class. All right? All right. So if that's it, salute them online. Y'all say shalom. Shalom. All right. Otherwise.